real star. I'm coming to the real star, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So we also have here one great actor. He's been in the film industry for more than 20 years. He's done it. Acted in Ghanaian movies, gone to Hollywood, done almost everything there is to do in the film industry. And I don't know if I should call him a politician, but he's been involved in politics one way or the other.
At this moment, it will suffice.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the studio Prince David Osei, my brother. Welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Good to have all of you here. And today, our conversation basically it's creatives in politics, and we look at how their involvement also affect their brand.
Kwame, how long did you say Prince has been?
More than 20 years.
Okay, so I started in 2005.
Okay.
Yeah, professionally.
Professionally.
Yes.
Okay.
When was multi-TV started? Operations of
Operations.
Do any of you remember?
No,
Philip, you don't remember? No, please tell us. I don't. That's why I'm
But he's been around for a while. Yeah, I remember when I was a Flesh newspaper, we wrote stories about him then. Way back.
Prince.
Yeah, Prince.
Yeah, I only asked because the first and only time I met Prince.
Yeah.
Was on a show on multi-TV.
Oh, okay.
Many years ago.
I think that was 2013 or 14.
Wonderful.
Many years ago. Nana invited us on a show on television.
Okay, since Prince is the star, let's start with him then. Prince.
Pressure. Absolutely. Pressure.
How's the film industry going though?
So far so good. I think it's been remarkable so far. People are beginning to move to YouTube now. That's where the action is.
Yeah.
It started all the way from Nigeria, and we're gradually emulating their ways. So it's working. Yeah.
It's working, right? And at what age, let me ask, when I was introducing you and I asked if it was right for me to refer or describe you as a politician, you said that would be right. When did you develop love for politics? At what age?
I've always been somehow involved in politics, right from childhood, but I didn't have the voice then. So when I finally got the voice, I decided to put it in action. So I've always...
When you say you didn't have the voice, what do you mean? Yeah. When you say you didn't have the voice then.
Okay, so in order for you to speak and for people to listen, you need to have a platform.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
So it's when you know who you are, then you can command some attention. Then that's when you utilize your voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Were you ever involved in student politics?
Yes, back in Legon, I used to be part of the SRC then.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we used to canvass for votes. That was 2007, 2008. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting. And should I say you are a card-bearing member of the NPP?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. For how long have you been with the NPP?
Okay. Let me be very honest with you. So back in 2000, 2001, I used to stay at Kokomlemle here, close to the NPP headquarters.
Oh wow. Yeah.
When you cross the street, Mojabia Dome, NPP headquarters, and my mom is how do I even quantify this? My mom is a very committed NPP member, my dad as well. Okay. So as a kid, I used to see the late Obechebi, Jake. Yeah, opposite. I see them come there. I see His Excellency, the ex-president of Ghana, Kufuor comes there. So I always watch them. Whenever I see them across the street as a kid, I just watch them. So naturally, I fell in love with NPP due to the proximity. I was close to them. And so I've always been NPP since day one. Yeah. As a child.
You've never drifted to any other political party along the way?
No. I've always been. But
from Kokomlemla, can he drink?
That's my house. I cross the street. That's the NPP headquarters. And my mom wears the T-shirt. She goes to the meeting.
It is what it is.
So I mean, that was what I was used to. That was what I was introduced to.
It is what it is.
So and we still have a family house there. So it is what it is.
No drifting. No.
Have you suffered negatively for being an MPP member?
You see, cause and effect, action and reaction are equal and opposite. Newton's third law. I think people will come to understand something. People find it okay to believe in an ideology
Okay.
as individuals. They believe in an ideology, it's okay for them. But when they find someone else believing in another ideology, then they have a problem. And it makes me sick because they are NDC celebrities. Everybody in this country claims to be non-partisan. I don't do... It's a lie. Everybody believes in a political ideology, whether CPP, whether NDC, whether NPP. So I'm comfortable with you being who you are and what you believe in. I'm comfortable with that.
Great.
So why aren't you comfortable with me being who I want to be? Why is there a problem? That's the problem. Why is there a problem?
Have you had... Okay, continue.
Because I tolerate people from the other side, and they find it difficult to tolerate me. I mean, we all have a life.
You accommodate them.
Accommodate, yeah, okay. I accommodate them. so from the prof, I accommodate them. So I find it a bit strange why they can't accommodate me as well.
Do you receive attacks from them?
Oh, verbal attacks, insult. But you see, I'm a very focused individual. That's what makes me annoying. I don't hear it. I don't see it. I'm just focused on what I'm doing. That's what I think annoys them, because sometimes they wish I could reply them or say something. No. Whatever opinion you have about me is yours. It's entirely yours. I can't argue with you. It's yours. That's the perception you have. Keep it to yourself. So that's how.
Dave, how would you rate the performance of the MPP government on a scale of 1 to 10?
Taking into consideration
General,
COVID,
everything.
on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give them 7.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, let me narrow it down to the creative industry.
Yeah.
Are you impressed with your government's performance on the creative industry?
If you've been following, I've always been an advocate for the creative industry, and I've always been saying enough attention is not being paid to the creative sector, and the ministers and the vice deputy ministers and the people who are part of us that we put in place of authority are not doing much. I've always been saying this, so it's nothing new. I believe the creative arts should be well equipped. We should get more of the national cake, because a lot of people think, oh, if you're an actor, if you're an actress, if you're a musician, if you're a poet or you're a dancer, you are not really contributing to the growth of this economy. But the truth of the matter is, entertainment, you put on your TV like what you're doing now, you're a presenter, you are making people excited at home, you are entertaining people. A lot of them, entertainment is like a therapy to them. So you're doing your job. So some way, somewhere, you're contributing your quota. I do a movie, people see it, they learn lessons. Some people improve their sexual life because they watch me on TV. Other people. So at the end of the day, we all contributing. Until we start respecting the creative art and paying attention to it, we are not going to be benefiting as much as we are supposed to benefit from the creative art, because a lot of people tend to look down on actors, musicians, but we have the platform. We have the numbers. We can convince the people, persuade the people, and cause great change in governance, and also get involved in the political discourse. But most often, they go like, oh, if you're an actor, then it's all about camera lights. No.
A reality TV star became president in some big country. Or
We
For what it's worth.
we mirror
A comedian.
society.
A comedian as well.
The Ukraine.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
It is what
We
it
mirror
is.
society. We
Yeah.
mirror society.
Absolutely.
So we are not just any kind of people walking around there.
Absolutely.
Wow. Now, you were recently named as a member of the Baumia Manifesto Committee for Creative Art.
Yes.
How is the work going?
So far so good. I'm under oath, so I can't really discuss what we've been doing. Yeah.
He's issuing a disclaimer before.
Yeah, I can, but I believe whatever we're doing is something that will help improve the creative sector.
Yeah.
It's about time. You see, the thing is, when they involve some of us that have been around, we've got the experience, we've got the know-how, then we can contribute. And that's one thing I'm happy about this Baumia's government.
Okay.
They are involving the young ones. They are tapping
The
into
government to come.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. They are tapping into the resources and the know-how. It's good when you involve the people that are in the sector. It's all about experience. But when you don't involve them and you feel like people who speak big English can do the work, then there's a problem. Get the people in the sector involved. Let them share their experience. Let them share their know-how. And it will help us get the necessary results.
Being part of the committee that is drafting the manifesto for the NPP flag letter Baumia for the creative industry, what would you say is the most pressing need of the creative industry? The most one?
I would say we need funding. You see, as an actor, as an entertainer, most often when you walk into the bank to secure a loan for a project or something, they tell you you are not a salary earner. So as such, they can't give you a loan. Meanwhile, we have people, when I do a movie, for instance, the least I can take for one movie would be like 30,000 Ghana cedis. If I want to do a favor, 25,000 Ghana cedis. So if I do 4 movies in a month, that's 100,000 Ghana cedis. Somebody gets a salary of 3,500, 4,000 Ghana cedis. You are able to give that person unsecured loan. But someone who earns more, and this money goes to my bank account.
Yeah.
If I need a loan for a project, you tell me I'm not a salary earner. And I find it a bit funny because the money goes through the bank, you see the monies, and you use it. So I believe it's about time we pay attention to creatives. If they really want to do a project that will go ahead to promote Ghana, attract investors, promote our tourism, I mean, we should give them unsecured loan with the intention of paying back. I mean, someone like me, I can't run anywhere. If you're looking for me, you easily find me. Even if I hide, my neighbors who said that's his house, that's where he stays. So people with such face and presence, use them as their own collateral and help them, because a lot of people have visions to help improve the industry, create jobs. But the point is, they walk into a bank with all their fame and whatever. The bankers will tell you, oh, because you are not a salary earner, but yet you give loans to people who earn like 10% of what I earn in a month, and they still don't pay those loans. At the end of the day, you publish their name in the newspaper, blacklisting them. Nobody knows them. So what's the point of blacklisting? Nobody knows them. So these are there should be funds that we can access, and there should be funds that will let people who are doing very well in the creative sector go out, get some more knowledge, come back and pass it on to the lower ones. So that is what.
So apart from encouraging the banks to give out loans to creatives, which other avenue are we going to get the funds from? Is it from government?
Not necessarily. Make the creative sector very attractive. When you go to meeting, push the creative arts sector. Because most of the discussion that goes on with national growth, nation growth, they don't talk about the creative arts. But these are people who have the numbers. These are people, when they speak, everybody listen. It goes viral. And this is information dissemination. You are putting it out there. So these people are people we should pay attention to. Apart from giving out funds and all that, we should make it very easy for them to assess certain things. Because if we do a production, for instance, we employ no less than, apart from the actors, we employ no less than 30 to 40 people. So if there's a fund that producers, would-be directors and actors can access, and just like the Nigerians are doing, I go to Nigeria and in 3, 4, 5 days, a production is done and they put it on YouTube. People are watching, they are getting the numbers, they are reproducing. Unibank, what's it called? Zenith Bank, UBA, First Bank in Nigeria, they give loans to actors, to producers. As a matter of fact, if you're an actor and they know you by face and you walk into any hotel in Nigeria, they give you a discount of 30%.
It is what it is.
So they're encouraging people to come and film in the hotel, stay there, and this is what we're all advocating for. I get to Muritala Mohammed Airport, they don't let me stay in the queue. As soon as they see me, call that Ghana boy, oh, my star, they expedite your movement. This is nothing. We can do it here. So when you do that, the fan watching sees it, it becomes attractive. Oh, these people who are making impact are being appreciated, are being respected, and in their own country. Then as such, but we go outside the country, people adore us, appreciate us, give us the platform, makes things very easy for us. But when we come here and somebody just see you driving your car, they get angry.
Can I ask him a question? I know you are the interviewer because of something you just said.
You can.
No, this one has worried me for about 20
You can ask.
That's
Don't worry.
For like 20 years. So let me ask you. He's a big man, so let me ask him. Sir, don't you think another requirement is improving the marketing capacity of artists in this country? I'm saying that because when you take a Davido, for instance, look, I spoke in Zimbabwe last year, and I remember before I was about to board, Don Jazzy just tweeted in Nigeria that, look at Davido. He's a big star. He's still marketing himself all the time.
All the time.
So I remember when I got to the conference, I put that the tweet up as you see, and I was saying that these artists are the biggest exports from Africa now.
Yeah.
Because you have a situation where a young boy is blowing up. He's blowing up globally.
Yeah.
And he's probably blowing up more than anything that comes from the continent. But I've wondered for the life of me that for artists in Ghana, do we have programs where we are upskilling them, where we tell them the difference between digital marketing and PR, the difference between sponsorship and publicity? Because I've been in marketing for 27 years. I find that people think it's not rocket science. No, you need to have a manager. I mean, it's a whole program. Are we there yet, or is there room for improvement? Because I think the Nigerians are a little ahead of us. I don't know what you think.
Okay, I think it's an individual thing. A lot of people think they have managers, they have PR, so they should do the job for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is what I experience in Nigeria.
Correct.
If you go on my page on Instagram right now, every movie I do, whilst I'm shooting, I'm putting behind the scenes. I'm talking about it. That's what the Nigerians do. But in Ghana, most people feel like they know them. So people should know when they bring out any music.
But that's where the
But
marketing
the
is weak.
videos and the code, they're always out there promoting their stuff.
Precisely.
Every day.
There's a program.
So I have learned something from the Nigerians.
Okay.
With regards to the movie making. When I go there and I do a movie, I put the teaser out there. I'm always promoting. So the fans are anticipating, and I don't have a manager. I do it myself. So somebody once asked me that, why is it that when you're on set, you posting the pictures? Some of your colleagues, when they are shooting, we don't know.
No.
We only see when the movie comes out. I said, well, that's their problem. They want to do it that way. I believe the only way I can get more jobs is when I put out what I'm doing, they see it and they keep calling me.
It's called storytelling.
Yeah,
That's how
thank
you build
you.
a brand.
So that's how I've been doing. But most people, even when they are filming, they hide it. Before you know, there's a movie out and they want people to go and watch it. They didn't follow the process.
But that's the issue. There's no marketing sophistication.
Right,
You see,
so-
the thing is that marketing is a science, but people don't know that you have to be systematically taught how to do it.
Sure.
And that's how you grow the brand over time. Brand success, you see, when you take Joy, I've been coming to this place for 25 years.
Wow.
26 years ago, I was in Originate doing Space Phone, Aganzi Condom, Bazooka
Originate.
Condoms. So I was there with the late Daniel Chum Jr., I was there with Joel. And so we learned brand building systematic. Jonette, yes. Joel
STB
was my
Macomb.
boss. Exactly. So I think that the issue about branding, global engagement, marketing is something we need to also upscale the Ghanaian artist on, because
Exactly.
it's not working.
Exactly.
Something
It's
must
not.
give.
But interestingly, Prof,
Yeah.
when you organize workshops and seminars for them, they will not come.
Don't come over.
They won't come.
Okay, so let me tell you what. You see, so it's all got to do with the ego, and I have a PR, I have a manager. They should work for me. I went to Nigeria to film, and we went to this restaurant and we're buying food.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'm a very humble person
It is what it is.
because I believe whatever I am, it could have been anybody. It is God.
That's
So I'm always quiet. So we're in the restaurant, and this Nigerian actor came in, bought his food. There's actually a queue. So when I wanted to queue, they told me to stay back. So I just stood there. I was watching event, and this guy bought his food and called one of the attendants and said, "Take this food. Follow me. Go put for my car inside." So the guy looked at him, and the guy was like, "Why?" He said, "You don't know me."
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Then we all started laughing. The guy was like, "You don't know me." Then the guy said, "I don't know you."
They are in trouble. You lose God with that.
So the guy was feeling too big and pompous that he said, "See that Ghana boy now, I ain't stand there. They hold him. He said, "I can follow you. Go put your food for inside car." I know they do that one. Then they were arguing.
That is comical.
Yeah, it was funny. I was laughing. They were arguing. And finally, the guy followed him to his car, and I was like, "Why do you have to tell somebody you don't
Yeah.
know me?
Yeah.
Then you've not arrived."
Yeah.
You're not right.
If they know you, they know you.
They know you. They know you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the ego must come down. I was in Joburg 8 weeks ago, and the 80-year-old Sir John Carney was having a party for him. And Sir John Carney is like a god.
Yeah.
So Tebe Kalafin was having something. Tebe is like the #1 branding guy in the whole of Africa. So I went there because the Vice Chancellor of the University of Johannesburg said I should come along. And I was in the presence of royalty. They were knighting him. So the British ambassador was there and so on and so forth. And chatting with the South Africans, you get the sense that they are really serious about getting the creative industry to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Because Sir John Khan is 80 years. He was standing there like a 20-year-old, full of life, vibrant.
Energy.
He said he's coming to Ghana
Wow.
next year for some film festival. He was mentioning Kojo Yanka. And you get the sense that there's a system that promotes these things. Brand South Africa is a serious entity pumping
Yeah,
money.
so the big
But yeah, we don't put
commercials.
money into these things. I don't know. I don't know.
No, it's all about the structures. You see, he said something when there's a workshop or something to help improve the skills and knowledge. They don't show up.
You don't show up.
Yeah.
You only see media people around. to
Yeah,
cover.
they don't show up. Some of them are too full of themselves and they feel like they don't need all that, but we need it.
So what do we do? Because for me, one of the areas where we are failing is marketing.
Definitely.
Exactly.
It's a big issue.
And that's what caused a decline to our movie industry. You see,
Absolutely.
first, we're doing the DVDs. It was working. You find people in traffic holding movie posters and
Yeah.
it was selling.
Yeah.
So when we transitioned from DVD
Yeah.
to digital, we were not ready.
Absolutely.
We're not ready. So now we do a
Okay.
movie. We don't know where to take the movie to. Now
All right.
Nigerians have taken over YouTube.
Oh, and they're on their way.
Okay, Joy 99.7 FM Showbiz A to Z. Today we're asking whether it's right or wrong for celebrities to be involved in partisan politics. Is it right or wrong? You can send in your thoughts. 05511111997. I have here Professor Robert Ebu Henson, who is a marketing scholar. Prince David Osei is an actor, stroke politician. Let me add that one. I have
Political animal.
Uncle Ken. I have Uncle Ken here, who is a broadcaster, and my brother Chief Mumen is also here. Hi, Chief.
Yes.
You good?
afternoon. Very, very, very.
Yeah, Chief is also right here with us. Now, let me come to you again, Prince. You studied English. You studied
Theatre arts.
Yeah, theater arts. Now, there is this perception that people who study the arts or the arts are not really given much attention. They are not attractive in our various schools. Did you experience that when you were in school?
In Legon, because in SS I did science.
Okay.
Sciences. But in Legon, you see, as I rightly said, we mirror society.
Yeah.
We use our platform to educate, to entertain, and to admonish at the same time. In Hollywood, in other countries, even in Britain, they respect the arts.
Yeah.
The whole country evolves around the arts, the monuments, the buildings you see. And over here, I think it's a perception that people have. That if you're an actor, you did literature or something.
Dondology people.
Yes, you are shallow-minded, or maybe you did dance or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, everything with governance, with whatever, is an act. It's an act.
Yeah.
That's the psychology of governance. It's an act. How to tell you to stand, your posture, how to speak, how to behave when you're outside. It's all act. So I believe some of us might change that perception, and that is why we are here.
Awesome. Ghana is heavy on STEM education, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths. But there is an alternative, which is STEAM, which incorporates arts. As somebody who is on a whole manifesto drafting committee, if you were to advise the committee on how to make arts education more functional with regards to STEAM, what would you say?
I think there's something in the pipeline that have got to do with creating art schools. JSS, SS art schools.
Okay.
I heard something about that.
Yeah, the Quadas one.
Yes.
Okay.
They want to start from Kumasi, they say. But with regards to STEM, you see, these are practical
Exactly.
things. So
Yeah.
if they have the ATTCs and these technical schools, there are practical things that they do. But with regards to the arts, I believe Legon is still doing well, because would-be journalists, a presenter, an MC, whatever, most of them comes from Legon, the Four Sutherland Drama Studio.
Yeah.
So it's not really about where the knowledge is acquired, because there are other schools that do art as well. I don't know if UPSA do it now. I don't know. But
Unimark should be doing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kumasi does art as well. Kumasi does a lot of art.
And
so-
even from the basic school level up.
Yeah, but once you do literature, you're an art student. You
Yeah.
do literature, you do government.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
humanities.
Humanity, yeah, mainly humanity.
But
that's it.
specifically, when you take something, a course like music, film, acting, they have a course called creative arts at the basic school level. Okay, but the challenge and the reports I've had is they don't have enough resources even teachers who are well versed in those courses at the basic level. Now, if you are growing a society where we'd have people fall in love with the arts, it should start from the basic level. But here lies the situation where the foundation is weak.
Okay, so now that you've mentioned, in our next meeting, I will talk about it so they incorporate it into the...
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right.
But that might be the case for the international schools. I mean,
International schools, they have it.
They have it.
They have special systems.
They have
telling
a
you,
curriculum that
they
clubs,
do.
yeah,
They
the
have
private
creative
schools.
clubs.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
They have
Agree.
drama clubs
I'm
as well.
telling you.
But for the
Because-
government schools, the public schools,
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Because
sorry.
I've been invited
Yeah.
to some of the private schools
Okay.
to do
Yes.
enactment, stage
Yes,
production.
the private
Exactly.
schools,
Yeah.
they don't joke with
I
it.
know
Yeah.
that for sure.
Okay.
I know that for sure. John 99.7
You're
FM.
talking about
Yeah.
private schools not joking.
Absolutely.
Why
Yes.
do they not joke?
Because they invest, they pay more.
you.
Parents
Yeah,
pay
they do.
more.
Exactly.
investment is
Yes.
there.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes. So there are resources available.
Exactly.
This is a situation whereby you are attending SS for free, and you want to ask for more.
But they will-
You have an issue with the free SHS?
Please, before you go,
Yes, before.
there's something Prof said that I need a little clarification.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Yes,
When
please.
Prince was speaking earlier on, he said he normally tolerates.
And so accommodate.
I indulge them. Then he said
Hold on,
accommodate
yes, he said he tolerates the opinions
of others,
of
opposite.
opposite numbers.
Absolutely.
And Prof said, no, you don't tolerate.
You accommodate.
Yeah.
But I think he actually tolerates.
I indulge. Yeah.
Accommodation.
It's like giving them to
Storing it.
store anything. I indulge them.
That's right.
No, because he's a PhD holder and a prof, I didn't want
It's
to.
okay. We can do tolerate. It's fine.
All right. John 99.7 FM, getting interesting right here. We're talking about celebrities and their involvement in partisan politics. We have Prince David in the hot seat now. Now, in October last year, you tweeted, and I quote, Chief Daddy, no matter how hard I try to avoid the calling, everything shows I have to be the president someday. That's why my friends in the game don't want to support me. But,
You've done
but
your research so
what
well.
is written is written. Did
maybe
you
what's
say
on the
this in
West.
jest? Do you really want to be a president?
Maybe it's like
Okay,
like a year.
so I I don't know how to put this, but everybody has a dream and a vision.
Okay.
Sometimes, if you don't share it, you don't get helpers.
Okay.
Sometimes, if you share it, you face a lot of attacks.
Okay.
But whichever way, I think it's time to share it and move forward. Those who want to support the cause will support. Those who don't want to support it. A few days ago, we had a 44-year-old Senegalese becoming a president.
Yeah.
You see,
Absolutely.
everyone in this world has something that God gave to them. Some people might not understand you. Even your parents, the people that work with you every day.
Your siblings,
Sometimes when you
yeah.
speak, they say you talk big. But at the end of the day, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. If you don't say it, it won't manifest. So let's see what posterity have.
So you want to become president?
It's not even as if I want to become. I think I have the calling. Because I've dreamt it. What I'm doing here right now today, I dreamt it before becoming a star.
Are you joking?
I'm not joking. When I was
Really?
14, when I was 14 years, I knew I was going to become somebody popular. I didn't know what it was, but I started praying towards it.
Wow.
And it's the same way I saw the presidency thing. Even this apostle, prophet Amwakwa Ta. Yeah, he said it on TV3.
Oh wow.
He said it on TV3. He's not somebody I know very well. I know he preaches. He came to Royal House Chapel during the week of the altar. He said it with Captain Smart. They were having then he mentioned my name
Wow.
and said it. So when we say stuff, it's not like maybe we are drunk or I might not look like it, but who are you to judge? God chooses to make anybody what he wants to make.
Just
How many years have you given yourself for this to come to fruition?
Oh, everything is here. Everything is here.
Would you accept an appointment from the next government? Whichever government comes.
We are all working towards the betterment of Ghana. That is why the same me that said 4 more, I still criticize my government. And that's where I lose it. When I do that criticism, it's for the better of Ghana, it's for the better of MPP.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't get it. They go like, oh, why is he criticizing the government? I'm the same person who said we should vote for this government. And when things are not going right, I think it's incumbent of me to also say it. Because when I walk out there, the people go like, you made us vote for these people.
Yeah.
So I also feel the heat. So it's not like it's nothing malicious. It's nothing betrayal. I just have to say it as it is, and that's why a lot of people don't like me. But I don't really care.
So you wouldn't mind running an office, a political office?
Oh, if I'm given an appointment and I feel like I have the know-how, I have the expertise, why not? I mean,
which area would you prefer?
Any area.
Creative industry?
Anywhere
Creative arts agency?
Anywhere I'm positioned, I'm given to serve. It's all about service. So
talking about you criticizing your government, still in October, 10th October, you posted a screenshot of a news item that quoted a World Bank report that said Ghana was number 1 in terms of food price increases. And your caption read, I quote, "Mr. President, with all due respect, why are you sleeping on Ghanaians? This is not acceptable, Mr. President. We deserve better. We know there are global crises and hardships. Yes, we know. But looks like you and your ministers are determined to inflict untoward hardship on the citizenry." Goes ahead to say, "I decided to give you and your government the benefit of the doubt. I reckon I was wrong. The youth of this nation are not smiling. It's paused, but we are still sweating. If things don't change by December, we will mobilize the youth of this country and hit the streets, regardless of party affiliations, whether NPP, NDC, CQQ, PNC, whatever, doesn't matter now. We're all in this together. God bless our motherland. We want to see improvement in our livelihoods. If you have to sack some people, do it without fear or favor, because your legacy is on the line, sir." And then you tagged on Akufo-Addo. Did you get queries from party leadership when you posted this?
Let me be very honest with you. Whatever I do, it's solely me. I've never got clearance or no. I don't believe in getting clearance from anybody, because when I was out there campaigning, I didn't get clearance from anywhere. I was exposed to a lot of dangers, but we still went through. So in the same vein, if something is not right, sometimes you meet these people, you tell them, and they feel like you're talking too much or it's a joke.
Yeah.
So then when I use my platform, it goes viral, then people start listening. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that is it.
Were you queried?
Oh, a lot of people
Were
said
you called by party leadership?
oh, no party. Some of them even attacked me verbal, like saw me and go like, what are you doing? Blah blah blah. But I'm like, you are not me, and you don't understand where I'm coming from. Maybe to you, you are getting all the benefit and whatever, so you are not feeling the hotness, but we are feeling it. It's appropriate that we speak it. So the powers that be will know that okay, it's not a matter of being an against or being an antagonist. It's just a matter of paying attention. Pay attention. You see, sometimes power intoxicates the mind. People get excited and they forget where they're coming from. So this is just one of those reminders that will let you know, okay, the same person who was canvassing for you is the same person telling you things are not going on well. Because, there are a lot of sycophants who will go about telling the king, my king, you are doing well. My king, you are doing well. Meanwhile, things are not going on well. The reason they give those praises is because some way, somehow, they are also benefiting so much that they believe if the king changes the direction, it might affect them. So let's sing together.
Okay, but you wrote in the post that if things don't go well by December,
yes,
you were going to mobilize the youth. Did you do that, or things were better?
Things started improving. Things started changing. I think then it was the dollar running like it was wearing some shukutu. Usain Bolt. And it wasn't funny at all. So, yes.
You were one of the celebrities that stayed the Dumso Must Stop demo in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now people are complaining about erratic power supply. Are you going to state another one?
Yesterday I saw a publication stating it has stopped.
Oh, it has?
That's what it said.
Oh,
that
wow.
If you are experiencing outage in your area, call a certain number. It could be it's a fault within your neighborhood.
Oh, I need to call.
Where do you stay? Where do you stay? So I'll call for you.
I'll give you my location. Wow.
Yeah, from Electricity Company of Ghana. Yeah, it's all over social media now.
Oh, so no more dum
Yeah, we all felt it, but I don't know if you are aware the whole of downtown Toronto went off recently. Toronto, Canada. There was blackout. So once you are dealing with equipment, you are dealing with machines, things can fail. But the truth is, if there's a problem, then you tell the people.
Yeah.
You tell them ahead of time, okay, there's a problem, we're facing certain challenges, so this and this will happen. But yeah.
Okay, let me bring in my guests. Let me go to you, Uncle Ken. Uncle Ken, so we've listened to Prince for some time now. Any opinions, any thoughts on his submission?
I like Prince.
Thank you, sir.
For one thing. He does not hide his preference for a particular political entity. And he stays true to his beliefs in that entity. If you remember, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Rex Omar was here. Yeah. And I commended him for something similar, because Rex also came here, told us he was a believer in the NDC politics, and spoke his mind about what is happening, you know. And I do respect people of that nature, because I think they are genuine. Look, I don't think anybody is neutral when it comes to choices. You have a choice to make. If you don't make the choice,
They'll make it for you.
It will be made for you. Okay? The most important thing is to be fair in your analysis of issues pertaining to those entities. If you're fair, like they are, he from some of the tweets or posts that you've just read, when things were not going right, he came out and said his peace of mind, even though he believes in that political entity. Rex Omar said the same. Rex Omar came and sat here and told us that he does not believe in this concept that people in this industry think that so long as you get your person into parliament or into a position of being a minister or deputy minister in particular, it means you get your way. Rex Omar came and sat here and said that the deputy minister has no say in what pertains in governance, you know, and in a way was defending Marco Manti, you know, for people lambasting him in not being able to get things done. Because Mark is working with the minister and he has to go by what the minister wants done. I think that this matter of celebrities being partisan,
yeah,
and so the problem with that is we think that so long as the person is partisan and I'm against his orientation, I should not deal with him.
Yeah.
If he's an actor, I should not watch films that he makes. If he's a musician, I should not buy his music. All that kind of.
Mr. Beautiful said that he lost movie roles because of his affiliation with the NDC.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate, Kwame. Why does it happen, Kwame? It happens because of our orientation as a people in this country. Elsewhere, people of all manner, shapes and manner of status in society have their political leanings, and nothing happens to them. I believe that if you're a musician and you make good music, I don't give a damn which political party you belong to. So long as your music is good enough for me to listen to and enjoy, I would listen to your music and enjoy. Likewise, if I like Prince's acting and he's in a movie, I don't think because Prince is of the NPP lineage, I would not watch his movie just because I don't like the NPP. I don't believe in that. And we need to get that out of our system in this country so that the people can help us build. Look at these people like Prince today.
Yeah.
The things you read.
Yeah.
I didn't see them, but I'm amazed that he was bold enough.
Oh, he does. He usually does that.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's only him. I think others do the same. You know, say things when they feel like saying them, and praise where praise is due. What I do not like is the partisanship, whereby if somebody is doing something good, because you are not of that lineage, you would refuse to acknowledge the good the person is doing. Praise the good, criticize the bad, and then I can take you serious. You know, but if you go one way, if you're tunnel visioned because of your political lineage, and you decide that, oh, whatever this person does, because he's not of my political orientation, I don't want to know. I don't take people of that nature serious at all in life. And I think we should give them the space. We should give these celebrities the space to also help in nation building.
Thank you, Uncle Ken. Let me come to you, Prof. Robert Ebo Henson. So same question regarding how some celebrities lose their deals, how their brands are mad, if you like, because of their affiliation. As a brand expert, how do they deal with that?
Do you know Davido?
Davido.
You love that boy.
You love that boy.
Davido.
Prof, you've mentioned him twice already.
It's because as far as September 2018, this guy was campaigning for his uncle.
Yes, uncle,
Yes.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? To become senator. And at that time, the senator was in the opposition party.
Yes.
Right,
It is what it is.
It is.
Look at this man now. He's blown up. He's big. The
Yeah.
point I'm making is that you must have your own personal brand journey you are following.
Okay.
If supporting one party or the other is antecedent to that brand journey, amen. And that's it. He said he wants to be president one day. He said he was seeing Jake and Co going and coming. Clearly, he has his brand vision he's following.
All right.
Supporting MPP is antecedent to that campaign. So I think if you're an artist, you need to know what you want to do. Arnold Schwarzenegger came from the arts.
Yeah.
Reagan came from the arts.
yeah.
Trump came from the arts. So being the artist is not a sin. In fact, I think it's one of the best platforms to ventilate your brand.
express
Exactly.
yourself.
And if you leverage it properly, you won't struggle in this life. I mean, so I think, first of all, I think Africa is doing like 35% when it comes to leveraging the arts to promote the continent. Look, you've heard this Africa Continental Free Trade, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, after.
What I would want is a focused discussion on the creative sector to understand exactly what's going to happen in that space. Look, you remember the famous P Squared? I mean, P Squared was one of the biggest exports 10, 20 years ago. And the thing is, my prayer is just that we would equip Ghanaian artists better.
Okay.
I think they should support NDC. I think they should support MPP. I think they should support CPP. I don't think it should matter. I think that they should just grow their craft, become better at it, compete favorably in Africa, compete favorably globally. Because when he does well, I do well. I think the creative sector is the best platform for exporting Africa to the world. I mean, irrevocably. And somehow we pay scant attention to it. I mean, remember I saw Umoja
Africa
20 years
Umoja.
ago in Holborn around London School of Economics, and I was just blown away. I mean, like, I saw the University of Johannesburg choir sing in November last year. I nearly collapsed. It was wild, and this choir leaves the university, and that shows in Joburg, and they get paid for it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the number of plays we've produced in Ghana since independence. I'm sure it will be like 10,000.
Yeah.
Which of them is doing well like Uncle Ebo White? I mean, just think about it. He is a commercial person, came onto the scene, he's blown up. But I'm sure the universities in this country have produced maybe 10,000 plays in the since. So the point I'm making is that sometimes people say, Bob, everything is marketing. No, it's not Bob. It's the world. Yeah. The world is commercial. The world is brand. The world is marketing. So it's not Bob. It's the way the world has become. So we need a systematic push. And that's why I think when you speak about minister and deputy minister, it will be interesting to see a creative sector development plan for 10 years. Unimpeded by who's in power.
Yeah.
But that has a systematic roadmap from taking the creative sector to where it is now. Look, we wrote a book last year called The Creative Sector and International Business Development in Africa. I'll share a copy with you.
Okay.
We can come and discuss this maybe in a month or two as well.
Sure.
Where we took, and the creative sector is very wide. Architecture is inside. Yeah. I mean, it covers so many things. We think it's just acting or singing. No. It's a wide array of things. So if we took all these subcomponents and build them, listen, the political parties would actually run after these people. It's not a question of he wanting to support somebody, because the brands will become so predominant that it will be good to have you come in and, if you like, connect with us in order to take our political brands forward. So for me, I have no problem if you want to support a political party.
Awesome.
But I pray that you yourself have a plan, so that you don't say, but they came to power, they didn't give you any money. What money did you want them to give you?
Really? That is one part of the whole conversation.
Okay. Maybe I'm going to go there. I mean, like, what were you expecting?
You go there. You go there.
No,
you are there already.
Funding.
You are there.
No.
I always cringe when they talk about funding.
It's not even the funny. They are saying that I helped you get into power.
You didn't
Where's
give me
my
anything.
money? I don't get gigs.
Yeah.
You don't give me this. You don't give me that. And the point is that when I was campaigning for you, was there a deal to say that when you come into power, you give me 100 gigs or you give me 200 films? No, there was nothing like that. So I think we need to recast the conversation a bit. The woman is very, very...
Yeah, he's taking place, the Manson world to the world.
That's the point I'm making. And he needs to be put in a system where he can be appropriately supported, so he becomes an export we are all proud about. Listen, when the exporting works, we all make money. Trust me, we all make money. So I think it's time we put our money where our mouth is and really, really support these creative players to become world beaters.
I think that people like Chief, all they need is the system to be open.
Exactly.
For them to do what they do best.
It is what it is.
Regardless of who is in power.
I agree. And that's why if we have this creative sector development plan for like 10 years, it won't matter who's in power. Because the creative sector is the change agent. Trust me. It's the catalyst for the next stage of Africa. Right. I'm telling you.
Right.
It's the catalyst for the next stage of Africa.
Awesome. Chief, Manson World.
AKA
Manson World.
Uncle Ken.
Yes, Chief.
To the illustrious gentleman, to Prof. Bob.
Good to see you,
I've
boss.
never sat in his class, but Prof is such a ubiquitous character that even if you're not his students, you've heard about him and you've heard about his lectures. You know, people have different bandwidth for different things, right? So just like how Prince is dreaming, you know, aspiring to become a president. At this moment, I'm only aspiring to break my fast as
We'll get you, Coco. Don't worry.
He's tolerating us.
You know, I am accommodating the
I'm tolerating
Anyway, very, very interesting conversation. You know, in another part of my life, I was actually very political in the terms that I was very involved in student politics.
Okay.
Were you?
Yes, actually, when I was in Tiamede Secondary School, I was senior school prefect.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I was president of the regional SRC.
You
know,
okay.
so that was a big deal.
Awesome.
When I was in the University of Ghana, I was actually very active in student politics.
That's why you speak like a politician.
So people who know me in that life, you know, from secondary school to the university,
Chief,
I ran. Yeah.
Were you in Tain or Tescon?
No, I wasn't in any. And I'm actually building to that. And I'm building to that, right? I'm actually building. So people who knew me in those days, you know, really felt that they would see me in national politics, you know. And it's still not, you know,
It's not too late.
It's not too late. You know, it's just that in school, I made such a sharp swift from politics into the arts. And I tell people that when my artistic side is active, my political engagement is dormant. And when I'm done achieving what I want to achieve with the arts, creating Africa's biggest cultural entertainment product, you know, exporting African culture and art around the world, creating $1 billion entertainment industry.
Absolutely.
I can come back and, you know, give back, you know, through national service, right? But one of the things that put me off when I was back in school was exactly the way in which we did Tescon and Tain politics. I remember almost, you know, and I would use a literary word, an epiphanic moment.
There you go.
You know, a sudden realization. That was a moment where I kind of like just partisan politics. I just kind of like washed myself from partisan politics.
Detrimental.
It was when there was an election in a Kwafu hall for a floor rep.
Farmers.
And the conversation was, this guy was from a political party, let's vote for him. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is a floor rep of a hall within a university, in a region, in a country, in a continent.
Of the farmers.
And the first thing we are thinking about is partisanship at that point. So it kind of like really put me off. So when I was in school, I didn't really dabble in partisan politics at that point. I mean, everyone knows my ideological leanings. I was a diehard in Nkrumah. I used to be part of those socialist forums. We used to meet at the park of the University of
Oh,
Ghana.
okay.
Some professors will come and indoctrinate
And you
us.
still are. and you still are.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
course.
mean, very much.
Okay.
Even
Then,
though
then
now
I know where you were leaning
I mean,
towards.
even though now I'm a bit more, nuanced.
Okay.
In my political perspective, but as growing up, I was a diehard Nkrumahist. I still very much am. I think he represents the greatest leader we've ever had in this country. But I am nuanced. I understand the challenges with his administration. I understand what he got wrong.
And Cliff, by
And I have-
nuance, what do you mean?
No, it means that I appreciate the other side. So when I did my
Which other
Ogbejeke,
side?
remember that I had a play titled Ogbejeke, The Tale of Two Men.
Yes.
Right? Where I did a production juxtaposing on Nkrumah and JB Dankwa. And I came to a conclusion that we cannot continue to perpetuate the acrimony of the past, the acrimony of the independence leaders. We cannot continue to hold on to it in our generation for that division. And then we have to come to a point where we acknowledge what the challenges were, what the successes are. So you can still be an Nkrumahist and appreciate whatever value that Dankwa may have brought or his lineage may have brought to Ghana's politics. And you can still be a Dankwaist and still appreciate the foremost role Nkrumah played in, African consciousness, emancipation, and independence. Right. Because if we continue to perpetuate that acrimony, then we'll never resolve. So I had a poem in that production called Heroes and Traitors. So who is the hero, who is the traitor? It depends on where you stand from, right? So we have to begin, and especially now, where someone like Nkrumah should become a political ideology. And I know that there are people in the MPP today who may actually claim to be Nkrumahist. Even our president at some point dabbled in Nkrumahist, politics or far right or far left. I don't know. Anyway, so let me come to the main discussion for today, the germane issue about whether celebrities must dabble in politics. You see, people in the arts or celebrities are no different from people within the larger society. Within the larger society, you find three sets of people. You may find people who are actively engaged in partisanship. You may find people who are completely apathetic or disinterested, and you may have people who are really in the middle ground, right? So you find the same too in the art. You find people like Prince who would stick out their neck and say that this is what I want to do, this is where I want to belong. You find people in the art who really don't care. They are not,
nonchalant.
Yeah, they're apathetic. They are not really tied to any political strings. They will not say, maybe elections they'll go and vote, but they are not diehard supporters of any political party. And you may have people in the middle who may be leaning to any political party. I think that, and Uncle Ken, I'm going to take you on here because, and I've heard that statement, So Uncle Ken mentioned that if you stick out your head, it means that you are being truthful. It means that you are being honest, and so you respect that person. So what it means is that if you don't stick out your head, it means you're not being truthful. It means that you will not end
not necessarily.
Not necessarily. So
it's like you're looking for a backup. The adventure things don't happen. Then
Don't go there.
You said not necessarily.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
It means that if you are bold enough,
no guts, no glory.
thank you.
Yes, but that's the kind of analysis I'm making. That not everyone not everyone is interested in sticking out his neck. That say that look, I'm coming all out to support a political party.
So if someone does,
but do you believe that
leave him alone?
Do you believe that there's the concept of the floating voter?
Yes.
Oh yes.
So you believe that there are people who can vacillate from one point to another. Today they can vote for NDC, tomorrow they can vote for MP.
Yeah.
In fact, even in our politics, there are people who vote skirt and blouse.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Where will you put them, right? So the situation is more nuanced. So yes, I agree that there's the category of Prince and what's the name of the Rex Omar,
Yeah.
who are actively engaged. And I think it's also very important because at the end of the day, we're talking about representation of people in the arts in politics.
Yeah.
And we know that the path to that representation is to be active within that political system. So I mean, if Prince was never engaged in any MPP politics and the opportunity comes and they want to give you a position, you know what they'll ask him? I also buy that. Yeah, but he can rightly claim he can show the scars of supporting the party. He can pull out the receipts of people attacking him and show that he's a martyr for the political party, and that legitimizes his membership of that party and gives him a role. So I think that one is important. So you definitely always have to find people like him within the entertainment space who are active. But you also find people who, I mean, ordinarily do not show any, affiliation.
Correct.
And that's where the challenge comes.
Correct.
So for example, when we take Sarkodie like this, Sarkodie comes, under a lot of criticism because some people felt that he was a bit more outspoken in the when the NDC was in power and more critical than he is now. And that's where the challenge really is, because then Sarkodie comes and say, well, I wasn't really out. I mean, there were pertinent issues of the day that I voiced out. Even today, there are some things that when they happen, I voice out, like how Prince has voiced out. But people expect a bit more, feisty response from him, in criticizing the government. And that is them. At the end of the day, everyone must decide what they are comfortable with in their skin. Because putting yourself out there or being underground, taking a decision or not taking a decision, that's really your right. If you always think of the mob, you will never make any justifiable progress. And sometimes the mob is overrated because the social media has created some kind of an impression, so that if you live your life and you think that social media is the reality, you may miss out a lot. So if Prince is thinking about what people say about him on social media, then he will never make any progress. So at the end of the day, it really, as Uncle Bob has said, can I say Uncle Bob?
Oh no, Bra Bob. Bra Bob. No, it's more like Bra Bob.
Yeah, because the way you address,
Or Bra Bob.
He's your brother.
He looks more. He's giving me the rich uncle vibe. You must determine for yourself what your brand is. So for Prince, he has a particular objective in mind, and he's engaged. There's nothing wrong about that. There are other celebrities who may not have any ambitions to take any role in partisan politics. Yes, when elections come, they will go and vote. I mean, when there are serious national issues like Doomso, and I have to speak, what's her name?
Who?
Yvonne Nelson.
Yeah.
Because Yvonne Nelson comes under a lot of criticism because she was the face of the Doomso movement.
Yeah.
But in a way, you can also compare that Doomso that we suffered, a couple of years ago, to what is happening now. Because there was a big challenge, and that challenge was that we didn't have enough generation capacity.
Exactly.
Which was a perennial problem with Ghana's energy. Our population outstripped our ability to produce. So we are producing, I don't know, 200, 3,000, what's the name? The megawatts of electricity, right? And so the government had to put in measures to increase that generation capacity. Obviously, it wasn't going to be instantaneous. So by the time the government left, they had increased generation capacity to about 5,000. So as at that time, Doomso and the way the population dealt with it was so active and in your face, and people could actually, and that was one of the major challenges of the NDC administration. That's one of the things that lost them a lot of popular support, right? Rightfully and justifiably or rightfully so, but the population could feel it because the lights were going off because we didn't have enough generation capacity. Yes, the government, NDC, has made the point strongly that we solved it by the time we got to 2016. We increased our generation capacity to 5,000. We even put in measures to continue that generation capacity. This government came and said that there was even too much generation capacity. That has been the narrative for the past 8 years, right? And now we've gotten to a point where we are really not sure. I mean, a lot of the experts are saying that some of it could be, issues of indebtedness to the power producers, blah, blah, blah. But the kind of doomsday we're feeling today, obviously we haven't reached that period where our energy, production, our needs. So it's still going to be manageable. So people should not expect Yvonne Nelson to lead another kind of doomsday as it was.
But she's been tweeting. I mean, she's been tweeting about it.
Yeah.
And that doomsday era also became
And I see people ask her to hit the streets and stop tweeting.
It became a cultural movement. And these things you have to look at it also from maybe also a marketing point of view, because it became something that it became a festive occasion. The Doomsday demonstration was a festive occasion for Ghanaians, right? So there were people who may have been out there who were probably supportive of the NDC, who were not out there necessarily because they were so angry with the government. Because it was something that all the celebrities were involved. People were. It was almost like what we experienced, recently with the Fix the Country. It became a mobilizing and a cultural movement, and it became a movement not just to focus attention on the challenges
like
that youth have been facing, but it's like things have been boiling up for so long, and there was an opening, and we could express that opening, And it was the same with the Doomsday, era. Things was boiling on, and there was an opportunity, and people rode on it. So I think that people should give celebrities a break, but celebrities should also define for themselves what their brand is, as Uncle Bra Bob has said. And if your brand would be to be actively involved in partisan politics, like our brother Sadiq, who is taking up, a role, that's fine. Me, when I accomplish what I want to do with my life in the art, and I want to do politics, trust me, I will be unapologetically active.
Thank you.
But so far as right now, my brand position is not to be partisanly affiliated. Yes, when it comes to elections, I'll vote. when it comes to national issues, if I have some strong views about, for example, the kind of bills we are passing in Parliament today, I would express those bills. But I will not necessarily do any partisan politics because really I don't have the bandwidth for that. But once that time comes to, you rest assured that I will do it with all.
Oh, you will, eh?
Oh, if I mean that's my calling. I'm not right now. When people ask me that, especially people who know me from, Chief, I go to do politics. I tell them, honestly, I don't.
You don't know.
If I don't do it, because what I'm achieving, I would have been fulfilled.
Exactly.
But if I also have to do it, I mean, why not?
Let me do a quick parallel on the Sarkozy part about the. If you talk, they think you are this way. If you talk, so there was a time when Taylor Swift wasn't talking.
Okay.
So she was perceived as condoning everything Trump was doing. So she went to endorse some Democratic candidate for some Tennessee election. Hey, that's okay. So if do you are damned, don't you are damned. So, like he concluded, you need to know what you want to achieve.
Exactly.
Then once that's defined, if you are going to support, you support with your life. It's not you don't have any apologies at all, and then you go full hog, because look, tolerating, accommodating,
indulging, whichever way.
No, we can't control how the people feel.
Yes.
about it.
It's almost like the
Everybody's
Gaza.
opinion
Yes.
about you is entirely theirs.
Exactly.
That's the opinion. You can't change it.
It's almost like the Gaza situation in the West now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
celebrities who are not talking up against Gaza, some of them
Exactly.
are being attacked. You
You
know,
are
like
seen
George
as why you not
Clooney's
saying
wife.
anything.
Why
Why
you
not
not saying
they're
anything?
killing the
You know,
people
because
and-
we also have to understand that sometimes celebrities to occupy some kind of gradually a role model society.
very much.
Because
Oh, yeah.
They have a
celebrities have a
platform.
platform to
very much.
amplify. So when things are going awry in the
Oh, yeah.
society,
They're
people
always
expect
waiting for you to-
societies,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
celebrities to use their platform. But at the end of the day, the celebrities must determine, because some of the
when
times,
Kanye walked into the White House with "Make America Great Again."
Prof, you are quite popular culture inclined.
Oh, I am very much.
I'm sure you maybe know some one or two rhymes from
Oh,
Kanye.
absolutely. No, I like music like him, so I know different genres. But he
No,
walked.
Uncle Ken only likes musicians who stick out their necks.
Now he's being mischievous. So look, at that time he had 12.5 million Twitter followers. So when you walk and you say "Make America Great Again," the thinking
MAGA.
is that you support Trump. And it is what it is. So I think you just know what kind of brand hit your brand will take. And if it's good for you, you roll with it. It's not an issue at all.
Right.
And in fact, with the Taylor Swift thing, short term, the thinking was that she would suffer bashing because she has stuck out her neck for a Democratic candidate. She just soared rather, because she was authoritative enough to pontificate on the matter and move on with her life. And she's winning awards.
So there's
like-
the other side of the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an issue at all.
Yeah.
If your brand journey is strong, you can do the Davido thing in 2018 and still be big in 2024.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You need to know what you are doing.
That's it,
like
that's
the
it.
like the Dave Chappelle.
And Chief,
That's
that's
it.
the point I was making.
Yeah.
If you tell me that I only support musicians who
Stick their head up.
stick their heads out
And actors.
and actors who stick their necks out, you're wrong. I support all kinds of musicians and actors. Whether you
Even those who want
stick
to sit on the fence.
whether you stick your neck out or you don't stick your neck out, my most important criteria is that you produce quality
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
for me to enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
That's
it.
my
Okay.
stance.
Makes sense.
I remember this LGBTQ thing.
Issue.
There was a time when Bishop Dag Heward-Mills went to preach in South Africa, and there was an issue with some big gay guy, and it was a whole blow up, because the guy had a following, and it's like, who are you to come and talk about? But he said it and he came back to Ghana. His church is still growing. The point is that you know, you should know what you are doing, man.
Just like Dave Chappelle and the
Dave Chappelle, yeah. Dave Chappelle
So
is
Dave
controversial.
Chappelle has
Exactly.
suffered a lot of criticism. Some people want him to be cancelled because apparently he made some jokes
About
about the
the
transgender.
Yeah.
community.
But the
Yeah.
brand- so sometimes you have to know where you stand.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Because if
That
you
is
are
it.
struggling up and coming, trying to
No, no,
really
don't-
challenge,
no,
and
you
you
don't-
go and so strategically, if you are at a particular level in your career,
Threshold
Your
you
brand
think-
position.
it really doesn't matter.
Matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
If you are
Prof,
a Sarkodie
yes.
or
When we
Shatta
come
Wale
back from a
or
break, I'll
Stonebwoy,
ask you,
Yes.
when someone gets into politics,
Correct.
and their brand gets tainted,
Correct.
How
do they recover?
Yeah, recover from that.
No
We'll
problem.
get back to that.
Okay.
Joe 99.7 FM. This is Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie, and we're bringing you a great convo with all the great men right here in the studio. How's it, Ghana? Feeling stuck in the rut? Break free this Easter. Dive into the joy and fun awaiting you in South Africa. Whether solo, with a special someone, or with family. Come savor the experience, treasure the moments that transform into cherished memories. That's the cake and the cherry on top. You can do it all without a visa. Holiday in SA, your way. Own it, love it, share it. There is much more to see. You can just go to southafrica.net today and get started. Yeah. Now it's a new world of doing business, and your business shouldn't be left out. It's time to get a Momo for Business today to accept payment from over 15 million Momo customers. All you need is a business registration certificate and your Ghana card. Applying to be MTN Momo merchants has been made simple and fast. You just have to dial *5051# and follow the prompts, or apply online at momomerchantsapplication.mtn.com.gh, and you'll receive a reference number which you can use to track your application. So don't get caught waiting. Enjoy secure transactions and convenient transactions for your business with MTN Momo today. Note that the application is free. Do not pay any money to anyone for a merchant payment solution. Report any fraudulent charges using the Momo app, available on Play Store and App Store. Still right here on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, let me come to you, Prof, quickly. Then I go on Zoom and speak to a friend of ours who is also a broadcaster. He is based in the UK. He has an opinion to share on this topic. Let me come to you, Prof. So, the person has already gone into it and they're having challenges with their brand. How do they repair the brand?
Thank you very much for the question. My first counter question, though, is: did they have a brand to start with? Just so we are clear, because
maybe.
So people think they have a brand, but they don't have.
Oh, some don't have, eh?
Oh no, they don't have a brand. They live in their own illusion. They don't have a brand at all. So assuming they had a brand, then we'll know, because if you don't have it, you can't tell what extent of damage has been caused.
Oh wow!
That's why I'm asking: did they have a brand?
So if they have,
first thing is assess the damage. What exactly has happened because of whatever for power you've gotten yourself involved with? Has your social media following dropped? Has your level of sponsorship dropped? Are corporate people, and Nike can call you and say, I'll work with you again, because the thing is so bad, I don't want to know. So, you know what I'm saying? And all the issues he's had. So, first is assess the damage. Two is apologize and take responsibility, especially in cases where you committed a faux pas. Then address the issue, fix it, and then you come back with a revitalized brand. I think when your brand suffers a setback, it's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's good to recalibrate, get a sense of who it is you want to engage. You reformulate the brand, and then you come. If you do that well enough, you could actually have a stronger brand after the mishap. In service marketing, there's something I teach my MBA students. I tell them that a good brand has what we call a functional selling proposition and an emotional selling proposition.
Okay.
So, David, right? Yeah. Tall, handsome, has a beard, goes to Nigeria, goes to restaurants, all good. But people love him for quality of acting, humility. So, the soft things is really what keeps a brand going. So, if you mess up the soft things, you get in trouble. Okay. But when you are delivering a brand, service delivery is not what defines your strength. It's service recovery. So in case this man hits a snafu, hits an issue, and is able to recover significantly and come back, then we realize that he has service delivery capacity and service recovery capacity. That's what defines a good brand. Okay. So a brand that has never gotten in trouble, you don't have to make too much noise. It's when trouble... Oh, yes. You actually need a bad incident to ascertain how strong your brand is. Oh, yeah. If
really?
You are trouble-free, no. If you are trouble-free, don't talk. It's like you are married, you haven't had a problem. Don't even make noise.
It means you are careful. You are doing your work well.
You need one big calamity to define your brand. To shake it up. Once you recover, then we clap for you and say, oh, wow. This brand has service delivery capacity and service recovery capacity. Then we can begin to respect you. I mean, look at this Joy brand. Haven't you gone through several tumultuous times? You are still here. That's what defines a good brand.
Wow.
So till the issues come, shut up. When they come and you summon them, then you can talk. It is what it is.
But do our brands know this? How do they get this knowledge?
That's for that one. Unless Chief Movement
Oh,
or
David.
Uncle Ken, because sometimes people look at me like, as for Bob, everything is branding and marketing. It's not me, it's the world. Like, I don't even know how to explain that thing to everybody. It's not me.
He keeps
Look,
saying it, yes.
churches
It's
are
the
being
world.
marketed.
Yeah.
Bishops are being marketed. Musical
Everybody.
stars. Everybody. Unless you live on Venus or Mars. But if you're on Earth, and in this artificial intelligence age, it has gone to another level altogether. Don't even start. People are leveraging digital tools to really drive their brand. So,
true.
I mean, if you don't wake up, then the ship has sailed, and when you wake, there'll be
Wow.
no ship to take you anywhere. It is what it is.
All right, Joy 99.7 FM, 41 minutes past 4. Let's go on Zoom now and speak to Austin Wood, who is a broadcaster. He's now based in the UK. Let's pick his thoughts on this particular conversation. Yeah. Austin. Hello, Austin.
Hello, Kwame.
My brother, how you doing?
I'm fine, and thank you for inviting me, and good evening to the other guests in the studio.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've been listening to David's conversation.
Yeah, I have.
Do you have anything to say about the convo we had with him?
A lot. I have a lot to say.
Okay, please shoot, even before we get into the real issue.
Yeah. For him, on some of the research you did about his tweets, I was one of the first people to have called him out for not exhibiting candor. You see, he is a celebrity, and in the public view, people see him as someone they revere. So if you put out something that is factually inaccurate and your attention is drawn to it, right? You should be magnanimous enough to apologize for it, and don't go back and forth trying to make it look like others are out to get you. Because, you see, on a normal day, I will not engage in political discourse with David, because he's in an industry I am in, which I am helping to grow. And I have this thinking that sometimes they would not have the laxity of time and freedom to follow all the issues. So they might falter somewhere. So if you have that discussion with them on that way, they might be exposed along the conversation. But the reason I came in on that particular tweet was, it was a factual inaccuracy he had put out. When I came in to correct it, he was not magnanimous enough to accept it and say, okay,
Austin,
this one
which part of the post are you talking about?
Oh, the one he deleted. Because he's deleted it, I don't, but he got...
What was it about?
Oh, I don't know if I can go back and find it, but because he deleted it, there was a tweet.
What was it? Was it the one I read?
I don't know if it was, I don't think it was that one. There was a
okay.
In the back and forth of the dollar thing, he put something out, and I was the first person to go and correct him on it. He later deleted
okay,
it.
So that was a different tweet in a different situation, right?
Yes. He later deleted it.
Okay.
It was in the context of the economic meltdown. When the dollar and the CD depreciation between August 2022 and November.
Austin,
that was where that
since the post has been deleted and you can't recollect exactly what he said, can we please move away from that and then get on to the next item, please?
No problem with that. You see, on the discussion of partisanship, when you forwarded the topic to me, something crossed my mind, and I said, no, I'm uncomfortable even with the wedding, because there is no way we will say, should lawyers, doctors, nurses, broadcasters, engineers get into politics. Because for the constitution of Ghana, it is only chiefs or nananum who are not supposed to get into partisan politics. I would have wished, because once I was looking at it as the pros and cons, but immediately we do that if they are supposed to get into it, then it means that either they get into it is wrong, or if they don't get into it is wrong. But this is it. You see, I think it was Uncle Ken who gave the situation of the recent one with Taylor Swift in the US, right?
No, it's Prof.
You know,
Professor Hensing.
Okay, Prof. She has received backlash from the MAGA. She has received huge backlash from MAGA. That is the Donald Trump side, Make America Great people. The challenges we face in Ghana, right? I would not want our celebrities and industry people to engage in partisan politics. I would rather they engage in politics, but not partisan politics. Kwame, in our case, right, we should not compare it to the American case, because our case is unique because of the ethnicity and the diverse backgrounds of the Ghanaian. Ask yourself why, when someone from the industry, music, or creative arts, endorses the NDC, they get huge backlash and it affects their career. You can check from the census. The accounts dominate our population. And the NPP has a strong account background. We cannot be oblivious of the fact that it happened to Mr. Beautiful. And in 2015, when I was on Love FM and Chamaun to me made that statement that anybody who decides to support the NDC from the creatives, he is going to tell the people in the Ashanti region who belong to the NPP not to patronize your works. In that discussion, I said that it was wrong because that was a time Beyonce, Jay-Z, and all those celebrities were endorsing Hillary. So I said we could replicate it. After the discussion, Kwame, a mutual friend of yours and I, a key industry person in movie, called me on the side and said, you see, put all what you are discussing aside and take it this way, the truth. If I am an Asante, Akam, and I belong to the NPP, and you are a movie person and you have endorsed the NDC like Mr. Beautiful, I will not buy your movie. No matter how good you are, I will not buy it. Let us not be oblivious of that fact. It has happened since the revolution time because of the challenges or the problems Sherman Rollins put people through. So we cannot be oblivious of that fact. If you endorse the NDC, there is a likelihood that because the NPP is dominated hugely, they will go after you. So check, how many people have endorsed the NPP and suffered career-threatening things like they did to Mr. Beautiful? That Kumba still continues to enjoy his. Others continue, but there are people on the other side who are facing it.
Kwabena recently said
Austin is problematic.
Kwabena recently said he was never going to endorse any political party again. Austin, are you listening?
Yeah, you see, Kwabena did not suffer that. Yeah, I'm listening, Kwame. I'm saying that the Kwabena thing, he did not suffer that thing in his career because people said that because you have endorsed the NPP, we will not patronize your works. That was not it. Nobody came out to say that. But I'm saying that the Ashanti regional chairman of the NPP, Chamaun Tumi, came out with a statement that
all the people who are doing movies, who have come out to support, and it was because of Beautiful and what is his name? Ofake, when they were doing the big Green Book advert.
Yeah.
Said all the people doing that, he would tell the NPP people not to patronize. This is an official of a political party. No mean a person than the Ashanti regional chairman. Nobody came out to say because Kwabena has endorsed Nanado in 2000, we will not listen to his songs. Nobody has come on a record to say that. But I'm saying that for the other side, people have gone on record to say it. And it is because, you see, Kwame, even in, I've explained that because of the dynamics in the Ghanaian society, even if you are a doctor and you come out that you support the NDC, you are looked at in a certain way. And I'm saying it is the history behind it. And that history and the ethnicity and the tribal thing, which is, we cannot be oblivious of that fact. If you engage in partisan politics, it is going to affect you when you belong to the other side. The reason I don't want them to engage in the partisan politics, they can engage in politics. And with the politics, I mean this way.
Okay.
Prince David can say that looking at the anti-gay bill, right? This is my position on it. The NDC says they want to do something free SHS, gradual. The NPP says that I believe that this is the way it should go. I believe that on the matter of national health insurance, this is what I think we should do. On creative arts, Dr. Baumia saying that he would want us to create our own
online streaming platforms. Yeah,
exactly. And John Mahama also saying he will do this. I believe that of the two, this one is what will help the industry. That is not partisan politics. But when it is partisan politics right now, because Prince, I'm sorry I'm using him because he's in the studio and he can speak to the issues. Because now he is part of something. He cannot come out now, even if the NPP puts out something he disagrees with. I mean, let's say something in the manifesto. Let's say the NPP says that they will do something, and that thing will not help the industry, creative arts industry. How can he come out and say it when he was part of
But he has done it before. He's been very critical of the government.
That is passing commentary on now he has come out to be partisan. Now he is partisan because he's been invited on.
Austin, he says he's been partisan all this while. He's a card-bearing member for some time now. He's been part of the MPP all this while.
Okay, if he is partisan, right, and he comes out, okay, for example, the NPP has put out that they will do this for us in the creative space. Kwame, you have been enumerating it for a while now. They have failed to do it. Will he tell us that they cannot do it because they did not do it before and that we are angry at them? He cannot, because now he is part of it. Now he is going to be part of those who will put that thing together. So how can he come and disassociate himself from it and say something which he has been part to bring out will not help the industry? For me, I'm not using him, but for me, creatives in this part of Ghana, the country we find ourselves in now, where we are split down the middle, we need to be careful with them being partisan, because immediately they become partisan, it will create a problem. It is going to create a problem. They can do politics. They can have views on everything we do like any other person. But once they become partisan, then we cannot fight for a common cause, genuinely. Now, when we say we are going to on a demonstration or we are writing to the government that they did not do what they would do, can Dave join us? He cannot join us.
Austin, please stay on the line. Uncle Ken, Dave, and Prof. Chief, they all have questions for you. So please stay on and listen to the questions. Then we move on. Who's starting? Uncle Ken.
Yes.
Uncle Ken is starting.
Austin, good evening.
Uncle Ken.
Yes,
Uncle Ken, good evening.
I think I can envisage where you're trying to tiptoe along. But because you said Prince is in the studio, and that is why you are
Making reference
to Prince. Did you hear me when I referenced Rex Omar's stance in the same manner as Chris's? Would you then endorse Rex Omar's stance as being partisan as well?
Yes, Rex Omar is partisan, and he will find himself in the same quagmire, because now, if we come together as an industry to say that the NDC failed us when they promised they will build the Kumasi thing for us, Kumasi, the one President Mahama at Santasi, they couldn't, so we cannot trust them. Rex Omar cannot join us as an industry person. So Rex Omar's position on creative arts, it would be a position which is NDC biased. It will always be NDC biased. So when we come together as creatives demanding leadership to do something, Rex Omar cannot join us because he has already taken a position he holds, because he's a card-bearing member of the NDC since 1993.
Yes. So Austin, so you're saying that so long as somebody is with a particular party, the person cannot speak in any capacity whatsoever for the creative arts, because the person will be seen as being so partisan that he has no good intentions for the creative arts. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that when it comes to cases of we putting what Party A says they will do, pari passu with Party B, they can never join those of us who are fighting for the cause. Because now, how can we, when we take a decision that as a group, this is what we want, and we want Dr. Bawumia and all the other people to do it, Rex Omar cannot join us in that call. Because when he joins us in that call, he's then endorsing Dr. Bawumia. But they can, that's why I say they can do politics.
Austin, Dave has a question too.
Austin, okay. How do you become part of decision making if you are not involved? How do you become part of decision making? You have something you want to do for the creative art. How do you get the platform to channel your message if you are not with them? How? You must belong to one faction or the other. Other than that, nobody's going to listen to you. But the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Bawumia, has a vision. He has invited me to be part of that vision. I have to share my own ideologies and help him bring that vision into fruition. And you are saying I shouldn't be part of the vision because I cannot be objective. Have you been following me? I was the same person who said
Dave, I've not said that. You are misconstruing me.
No, but that's exactly what you're saying. John Dumelo is an NDC. John Dumelo is my friend. People are still watching John's movie. John, as we speak right now, is the parliamentary candidate for Ayawasu. Very soon he's going to go into parliament. If he doesn't get involved, how does he become part of decision making? I don't understand.
Okay, let me ask you this. I have not said that. Let me ask, when Foreign Minister Kelly said that we are not going to parliament to do concert, when industry people went
did you see my tweet about that? Did you see any tweet?
You don't let me finish. I'm saying that I have not said that you have done wrong by going to Dr. Bawumia. I said you have done right thing because you said you are a member of the party. But I am saying that when we decide that, right, we are a collective as a creative arts, because I am part of creative arts, we are challenging government to do something, right? Your views should not be part of it because you have already stated.
Why? I'm already in there. I can even help you facilitate that view. Before you even go further,
I want to address something first by saying that you need to join so that you can inform policy is not correct. If you are a civil society organization, you are non-aligned. You can inform policy. You don't need to be attached to NPT or NDC to inform policy. Please, you don't need to be part of them to inform policy.
But it's my decision. It's a personal thing. It's my
No,
decision. So
No,
why
I'm
are you
telling
having
that? What you just said is not right, because you see, when I, together with few people in Kumasi,
I don't understand. It's a
decided that we
personal
are-
decision. Just like you've decided
but
to
I'm
stay
not
on the
against
fence.
your personal
It's your
decision.
decision. It's a personal
No,
thing.
no.
You don't know the cost
You see,
in which I'm, moving towards. You have no idea.
Austin,
Do you understand,
It
Austin?
is not you.
Austin, please. I just want to ask a question,
Austin.
sir.
Yeah.
Austin, thanks for being on the line. Professor Henson also.
No, Prof wants to actually.
Yeah.
Just
Okay,
one last
I'm
one.
on.
Austin, I appreciate your standpoint regarding the fact that for you, if you are neutral and support nothing, then if the creative arts must speak, you are in a more powerful position. That is your thesis. David's thesis is that if I'm part of Baumia's team and there's some policy articulation that could favor the sector, I'm in a better position to assist. And then your contention is that that position is flawed and that yours is right.
Yes,
I want to submit to you that both paradigms have their merits. What do you think?
Yes, that is why I have said that this discussion, I wanted it to be pros and cons, Mary. I am not saying his is flawed. No, it's his view. It cannot be flawed.
Absolutely.
It can only be flawed when we are arguing on facts. So I cannot say his position is flawed. I advocated, right? Have I complained about Makukreku being minister, deputy minister? No, I have not. I am not saying that creative should
So
not
no,
hold
so
position.
Austin, so let's stay on my point. My point is that if you join to assist, it's fine. If you remain non-aligned to assist, it's fine. Can we agree on that and move along so that we don't spend too much time?
Yes,
yeah.
yes, but I am
Absolutely.
saying that
So
when
let's move
we
along.
do a collective thing for the improvement of the industry, that person cannot be part of us because they are already aligned.
That's well said. I think that's well understood. Yeah, I think that's well understood. I think you've made your points, brilliant points there. Austin Wood. I call him Austin the controversial Wood. He's my best friend. He's a broadcaster now based in the UK, and he's joined us for this conversation, still talking about whether it is right or wrong for celebrities to be involved in partisan politics. You can send your thoughts 05511119997. Austin is still on. Koken is here. Prince David Osei is here. Professor Henson is here, and Chief Mumin is about to talk.
Yes. Austin theorizes that if you were a celebrity and you supported the NPP, you are more likely to survive than if you were, for example, a celebrity and you stick your neck out for an NDC. So he made that point, and his point was that if you were an NDC, an MPP, and a celebrity supporting the MPP, because probably the MPP has a large following within the account base, that base would help sustain your career, right? That's something probably that we can analyze. But Prince made the point that, well, John Dumelo is an NDC and he's still, going strong. And for me, it brings back to the point of, how strong is your brand and can your brand ride the waves, right? So it's important. Maybe Mr. What's the name of the gentleman? Austin Wood. No, Mr. Beautiful, who probably may have suffered some industry, challenges. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know the details about it. But I wanted to make a very important point, which people forget. And I used to make this point a lot, within my circles, that, between 2010 to 2012, so social media really came alive during the NDC administration for the first time, when Mahama was in power. And what is social media? Social media is an aggregation of people's opinions and views, right? So we can aggregate those opinions real time, or at least we can have a sense of what people are thinking across different, political divides. So you remember that by the time we got to NDC 2016, NDC was very unpopular. And I believe that social media had a role to play in magnifying whatever challenges that the NDC may have had that made it unpopular. And by the time we got to 2016, there was some kind of a popular sentiment that no, there needed to be a change of government. It was almost like the 2000 scenario. So it was really easy for people to jump on the MPP bandwagon, for celebrities to come around and support Nana Akufo-Addo, because there was that energy in the zeitgeist that, after 8 years we needed a change of government. After going through Dumso, we needed a change of government. So it was much more easier for celebrities to probably identify with the party then. But what is also true is that because Mahama experienced the social media boom for the first time, at the same time, the MPP was also experiencing. So MPP was the first political party in opposition during the social media boom. And what's the implication of this? The implication of this is that we could also aggregate their views and opinions on so many things. That is why today, or in this dispensation, the concept of receipt has become very interesting. Because everything that the opposition MPP said is staring them back in their face. Everything that the candidates Baumia may have said is staring him back in their face. Because when they were going through that phase and when they were saying all of those things, probably they didn't imagine that they were also experiencing social media boom as an opposition, and that everything that they said was going to be out there in real time for people to use, when they find themselves in power. So I always find it as an interesting dynamic, and that is something for political parties, for academics to study. But what is the implication for all of this in this particular era? It's really very simple. Now we have the benefit of hindsight. We have the benefit of people who supported, the NPP to come into power into 2016 and how they may be faring. Maybe we are still gathering data because now NPP is in opposition. So people are voicing out, their disagreements with the government's policies and their angst, Maybe if the NDC comes to power, and those people who are vociferous against the NDC, the MPP, now supporting the NDC, if NDC is in power, it will also provide us a platform as a test case. I don't know if I'm obfuscating the issue or I'm quite clear. So I'm also saying that NDC is experiencing for the first time what it means to be in opposition in a social media boom. So if you are now criticizing the government, that is the MPP government, and NDC wins, they're creating their receipts. Yeah, they're also creating their receipts. They are creating their receipts, right? So my good friend Baba Sadiq, who is running, we can use Baba Sadiq comfortably as an example, who is running on the ticket of the NDC. He's come on this platform. He's made a lot of statements. He's made a lot of statements on social media out there. He's also creating his receipts. He's a member. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. He's also creating his receipts, right? So that if NDC were to win, let's say the next election, then we are able to also hold them. Then people also point out, but Sadiq, when NDC was in opposition or MPP was in power, you were saying this, and now your government is doing this. So I just think that we are in an interesting dynamic where this current political dispensation is still being established because we've entered into new forms of communication and we are gathering enough data, and maybe after an NDC comes into power again, we will see where our smoothness level is and we can make an objective analysis whether it's much more risky to be an NDC vociferous celebrity or to be an MPP one.
All right, now let's go on the phone lines. You can call us now. You can call us now 03022165541. 03022165541. Call us now and have your say on this topic. Now, later on, I'll come with a different twist. Let's look at the creatives that got into government. Have they fared so well? Have they delivered to our expectations? We'll be doing that analysis in a moment, but let's hear you. You can call us now, 03022165541. Austin is still on the line. We have Uncle Ken here. David is here. Professor Henson and Chief Moomin. Is there anyone on now? Hello? Okay, so let me come in-house now and let's talk about our creatives who get into political positions. We can mention from the days of let's pick the calls and then we come back. Hello,
good evening, Kwame.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Babs, calling from Abelinki.
Babs, I hope you've been listening to us. Do you think it is right or wrong for celebrities to take part in partisan politics?
Well, I think it's right, because everybody has choices. You can't say because they are celebrities, so they don't have choice. So I think it's right, but I don't think if a celebrity supports a particular party, his image should be tarnished. No, at all. They are also part of us. They are citizens before becoming celebrities. So I don't think if a celebrity supports a particular party, you have to tarnish his image. Today, won't me that tarnish the image of Mr. Beautiful? What has he gained? And of course, look at our local movie. It's totally what? Dead. It's totally dead.
Are you sure it's totally dead?
It's dead, of course. Our local movie, Kumawu, is dead. You see? Now it's about all these Asian movies. So I think celebrity, let's give them the chance. They have choices, just like us. We also the citizens. So I don't think you have to tarnish somebody's image because he supports this party A or party B.
Good points made. Good point made, Babs. Thanks very much. But the movie industry is not dead. People are still releasing movies upon movies. It's not dead yet. Good evening.
Good evening, Kwame. I go.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is Jackson Abusa.
Jackson.
From Dansoma Laptop.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, my greeting to all of you, especially Anke K.
Okay, they are listening.
Yeah, for me, I say Prince is very bold and come out and say whatever he say now and try to support the vice president. I think that's good. And I think that nobody against celebrities or artists supporting a political party. But what people want is that when you join them or you support them, when something is going wrong, you have to say it. Don't just follow them like that. When they are doing wrong things, you support them. No. That's what people don't want to see. I think that's my idea. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Jackson. Okay, Joy 99.7 FM. This is Showbiz A to Z. Good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Emmanuel from Taifa.
Okay, Emmanuel, what's your take on this topic?
So, Prince, I think it's a bold step you have taken. But my little advice to people like Prince is that, just like Abusa said, we should be very objective. The problem we have in Ghana or in Africa is that we fail to tell truth to power. So the guy is doing something wrong, but you always find people who they call communicators to come and defend the indefensible. Where are we going? Now, Ghanaians, we are wide awake. So if you want to support a party, I mean, nobody will stop you. But just come out very clear and clean with your dealings and then the kind of things you project for them. Okay, for me, that is my point. Yeah, other than that, I mean, and like the professor said, your brand, make sure that you have a very firm and strong brand. Otherwise, I mean, if you have to live at the beck and call or at the whips and caprices of others, then I don't think that you'll be able to stand the storm when it blows.
Thank you so much for calling, my brother. Okay, Joe 99.7 FM. Let me check who is here. Good evening.
Good evening, Brother Kwame. I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Oh, by the grace of God, I'm also doing well.
Okay, please, let's hear you.
Yeah, I think I support the idea that celebrities should be involved in politics because they are our mouth, our spokesperson. When a musician drops a song and posts it on a platform, within some few minutes, then it's everywhere. But they need to follow the right thing. I side with the man in your studio saying that he supports NPP. You see, you read about
Prince David Osei. His name is Prince David Osei.
Yes. I like him so much. You read about him that he said he will be on the street to protest on an issue, financial issue. But later on, when he realized that it was becoming better, he kept quiet. Not that somebody spoke to him or he was threatened, but he realized that what he wanted to come out with was, done. So for me, they are our mouthpiece, but they should follow the right way. When it is right, they say it. When it is wrong, they have to say it. That's what we inquire from them. So I think they have to lead for us to see what is happening.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all the callers. Joe 99.7 FM. This is Showbiz A to Z. And we're still talking about our creatives' involvement in partisan politics. How's it, Ghana? Feeling stuck in a rut? Break free this Easter. Dive into the joy and fun awaiting you in South Africa. Whether solo, with a special someone, or with family, come savor the experience, treasure the moments that transform into cherished memories. That's the cake and the cherry on top. You can do it all without a visa. Holiday in SA your way. Own it, love it, share it. There is so much more to see. You can just visit southafrica.net today and get started. Joy 99.7 FM. Now, let me come in house and get straight to the other angle. So we've seen or we've had a number of creatives get into partisan politics. We've had Honorable Fritz Bafo, we've had Honorable Jifa Ablan Gomashi, we've had Marco Kreku Mante, who else? And the top, Kojo Pon Nkrumah. Nkrumah, not Nkrumah. Kojo Pon Nkrumah. Yes, we've had all these people. But some people in the creative art industry say they are not so impressed with the performances of the people who get into politics, as in they going in there to help transform the creative industry. I don't know your take on this. Let me start with you, Prof.
Kojo Nkrumah was my student, so how do you want me to answer this one? I think that the issues go beyond the creatives who go and work in government. I think that it has to be a national focus on using this sector to catalyze economic growth. So you know what's ironical about this whole discussion today?
Yeah.
We've been saying for the last 20, 30 years that tourism will change the country. Tourism is the way forward. Ghana beyond aid. We've been said year of return. All those words, they are tied to creative somehow. I mean, if you say year of return and beyond the return, trust me, 80% of that proposition is the creative sector.
Yeah.
From forts to castles to music shows to
tourism is actually driven by culture and art.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not even interested in how well they've done as much as it is how well we as a country would make this front and center, so that from January next year, the government that's formed will put this front and center. So maybe my advocacy would rather be that the princes and all those who have a leg in the Dumelos and so on and so forth should ensure that in policy formulation 2025 and beyond, we put it front and center. So more than doing a performance appraisal of those who've gone, I want to do a future projection of what we should see from them.
Awesome.
And that's how we can take the narrative forward.
Let me come to Uncle Ken. Dave will be last. Uncle Ken.
I think that we should not be too hard on ourselves.
All right.
Because this issue of industry people being involved in government has not been with us since the inception of the Fourth Republic.
Okay.
It has only been with us from about 2012.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Yeah.
So it's quite new. The noises have been made publicly for government to now realize that this is an important industry in the scheme of things for governance.
Absolutely.
And so we are going to get there. It's going to be an arduous journey, because don't forget the kitty, the political kitty is so small to accommodate every sector. But with the noises that we are making, yes, Chief, it's true. But with the noises that we are making, I am sure we are getting noticed, we are being heard, and I believe we will make inroads elsewhere. Those of industry people who've gotten into governance, I don't think there's been any industry person who's been at the head helm of affairs in government and has not been able to articulate any of our needs or channel us into areas where we will benefit the most. I don't think so. Most of them have been deputy ministers and thereabouts. Yes, about two or three so far. So let's not be too hard on ourselves. Let's just keep talking, and I think we will get there eventually.
I remember when, when Auntie Jifa Gomashi was there.
Yes.
I mean, I used to visit her a lot. That was when I started, I was doing work with JK. I mean, I'm sure if she had more power, more opportunity, more authority, she would have done much more. At least one of the things we credit her with was at least she was present. Auntie Jifa will make herself available to every occasion, at least to show whatever moral support, wherever she can contribute, she will do. So that even after she left as deputy minister,
Chief, there were rumors that while she was in government, she was getting a lot of, there was friction between her and
I think she's mentioned it before in an interview that I watched.
Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't want her to function.
And so far we've only had her directly from the industry and Mark directly from the industry.
This deputy
Fritz. Well,
but
he
Fritz,
was in information,
Fritz,
right?
Fritz was not with this.
He disassociated
he was
himself
with
from the creative
information.
art. He didn't really want to be part of the creative.
But mind you, media is part of the creative economy.
Yes.
It is.
You can
It
say
is.
so.
It is.
By extension.
That's why I referred to you as a presenter.
You just
It
said
is.
by
It's part of it.
extension.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Journalists.
we wouldn't have two separate ministries.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
But actually, it's front and center. It's actually not by extension. Media is part of the
Exactly.
It is. But we have
I see your
Ministry
point.
of what was it?
I see your point.
Information.
And
but you remember the arts used to be under that ministry.
used to be under the
yes, in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the Uncle Ken even made me lose.
Don't worry.
You are with Auntie Gomashi.
Then you moved to. You spoke about Fritz before.
So perhaps yes. So the substantive point I wanted to make is that if we are going to see any radical shift in the way we want to use the creative art to transform this country, it must come from the highest.
Okay.
It must be a president who is obsessed with the industry, like for example, our president is obsessed with free SHS, because it has to be at the very highest level where you have a policy, you have the passion and the drive to implement some radical resources, to channel the resources or bring about strategies to open up opportunity. That is where it has to be. It has to be at the highest level. So maybe when Prince is able to get there, or in the time being, hopefully would have at least a leader at that point who understands, the power of the art, because we know that we have almost an all-powerful presidency, and if you have a presidency who is in tune with using this industry, front and center as a fulcrum of change, that's when you're going to see that the most radical. But in the meantime, as we get more people from the creative industry into governance, what we are achieving, as Uncle Ken has mentioned, is that we are achieving greater awareness and advocacy. And we can all agree, even though it may not have been as transformational as we want, that at least in the past couple of years, since at least 2012 going, our industry, we've been pushing our advocacy is first of all yielding a recognition.
Okay.
And now we need to change that recognition, into some form of action and impact. That's all that we're looking for, right? And for me, it is about having at the very top an understanding of what this industry can be. So we just have to continue building on the gains. We always, talk about what maybe the Ghana Tourism Authority, how it has helped create, even giving brand Ghana a bit more of a boost. How do we continue from here? The next government that comes, are we going to take our feet off the pedal, or are we going to put people in positions who at least can build on the successes? Because that's one of the challenges. Sometimes you can get a transformational public leader who starts something really interesting and exciting, and then there's a change of government and they bring someone completely, whose focus is not there, and the person comes to reinvent the wheel and start again. And so we're not able to build on our successes. Imagine if you're in a country, we're always building your foundations, right? So when after President Kufuor's first term, he said he had built a solid foundation, so we needed to give him a second term. After the second term, he had built a great foundation. We needed to bring Nana Akufo-Addo, and then Atta Mills came. May his soul rest in peace. What was the message of his first after his first term? That he had built a solid foundation, to continue on the second term. We unfortunately, he passed after the second term. Mahama took over. What was the message? Yeah, they had built a solid foundation. The country was now going to take off, and Nana Akufo-Addo came into power after his first term. Yeah, we have built a solid foundation. We've rescued the country from the economic decline of Mahama's years, and we are now ready to go. What is the message of Bawumia today? I'm not sure they are talking about the foundation.
Okay.
Did you study governance?
Yeah, actually, I was a student of government.
Okay. Because today your submissions.
Oh yeah, you've seen his other side,
about politics. That's why, right? So my point is,
have been very political.
we've been building foundations for so long in this country that the superstructure is not rising. So when are we going to do that superstructure? Continuity is important.
Before I come to Dave
continuity
and
of
Austin,
the gains in this creative industry is important. Whatever excitement, whatever brand Ghana has achieved with this administration, how do we build on it as we continue to push for greater dividends to the creative industry for impact?
Fantastic, awesome. Before I come to Dave and Austin, let me go to Prof.
Just from a definition standpoint, because Chief says, Bra Bob, I'm the professor. So if you take South Africa, for instance, issues of cultural identity really matter to them.
Very.
And if you look in their creative sector policy documents, it will amaze you the scope of what constitutes the creative sector, which are, things like gaming, museums.
Oh, yes.
Performing art, film, fine art, libraries, architecture, even advertising, design is all part.
It's part of our system too.
But the point I'm making is that if you took this as pillars of Ghana's creative sector, what's the plan? What's the plan?
The plan is with the Creative Arts Agency.
Okay, then.
It's with them. It's in the Act.
This is where you bring the card.
It's in the Creative Industry Act. Okay, let me read this message from a brother in the northern region. He is with Sankara Radio. His name is Shaharan Suhini. He says, I do not see anything wrong with our celebrities actively participating in partisan politics. However, they seem lost when they are needed most to help in tackling issues affecting the industry when their party is in power. How have we benefited from our creatives in politics to help shape the industry? Enjoying the show all the way in Tamale. Okay, Sweeney, thanks so much. Let me come to Dave. Dave, so I think it was Uncle Ken who mentioned that most of the people that we've had in government are not the main people. They are deputies and all that. We know our own Mark is deputy minister of tourism, arts and culture. Would you say that if Mark were the main minister, he would have done better than he's done now?
Well, so I have met the minister,
the previous minister,
that worked.
Dr. Awa.
Yes, I met him. As soon as he came into office, he invited me. We spoke about policies and all that. He wanted to tap into the experience and the know-how. But after that meeting, I think I had that meeting together with my other colleagues. After that meeting, nothing happened again. You call him, he doesn't pick. You text him, he doesn't reply. But he watches your status, and that was it. And the last time I heard was they were trying to organize a funeral tourism, and I really find it very unfortunate. So we are gradually getting the recognition.
You didn't like the idea?
No, I thought it was one of the dumbest things to ever think of.
Oh, really? You do?
Yes, personally, I think it was, come on, we put some basket advantage places to convey people who comes for funeral.
No, but Prince, the word is a bit harsh. Can you retract that?
When
word?
I say it's the dumbest?
Yeah.
So what do you want me to say?
I think it's too
more
harsh.
Accommodating.
Okay,
more
something
accommodating.
more tolerating.
Yes.
I think it was an unfortunate statement.
Very good.
Yes.
When there's major events, food, transportation, all of that is
know,
the
tourism
ecosystem.
is huge.
So, I mean, funerals could probably be one of the biggest enablers of that.
I think-
So the people who go
Yeah.
for the funerals already,
Yeah. Yes.
they are getting the hospitality. They are paying for hotels. So why do you have to take a bus and go and convey
Maybe
that?
I don't think that idea was
Yeah.
fleshed out yet. So
Yeah, because
I'm not
when
sure
they
it was
go
like
there,
a
they
policy
stay in
that the
hotels. So
ministry
that's
was
already
pushing.
tourism. They tax them. They stay in hotels. We travel to Kumasi, Tamale for event. We stay in hotels. We are taxed. So that hospitality.
But this
is
minister was telling me
But,
that he
don't
focused
you
on
think
infrastructure
the
taking
idea,
buses from
the
Accra
approach
to-
could make it a bit functional? The approach, don't you think so?
Okay, so let's say I go to Tamale. Before I even go to Tamale, I might probably have things I want to see.
Yeah.
So I will find my way. But if a ministry tells me they are going to put buses at Vantage Point to pick me,
So is the approach that you don't think is
Yes.
feasible?
I don't think that policy was fleshed out, so we may not
Yes,
be able to
it
really.
wasn't.
It wasn't
it
well
was just
explained,
maybe
you know.
maybe off of the
It was
cuff,
a sound
Yes.
bite.
sound bite.
Maybe he was testing the pulse of the nation.
For me, my favorite
Okay.
thing about that sound bite was Sobolo
Okay.
and Co.
okay. So
So,
having,
so,
that's
so
my
back
favorite
to my
drink.
question.
yeah,
Do you
so
think if
having
Mark,
said that, I believe if you are given an opportunity, no matter how small it is,
yeah,
make an impact. Come up with policies that will stimulate the economic growth.
okay,
You were close to the minister. There are certain things you can tell him. As a matter of fact, the minister was not really familiar with the sector.
Exactly.
He's a businessman.
okay, he
So
is.
it was all about
Yes.
the numbers and the money.
Yeah.
And when we came close and we wanted to help him do it, you guys cut us off. And so at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. So I believe
Prof's
Absolutely
favorite
not
saying.
Prof.
It is what
I
it
believe
is.
we'll be given the opportunity. The creative
is
act
what it
is
is.
gradually being recognized. So whoever gets the nod or gets the opportunity should make good use of it. Let's feel your presence. Let's feel like, okay, you are part of us, and gradually we'll get there. As Chief rightly said, if we have someone who is so enthusiastic about the creative arts, obviously then we can start making big demands and, start approaching it in a holistic manner. I mean, ways to help use the creative arts to be a great blessing to the nation.
Okay, but you've not answered my question though. If Mark were the main minister, would he have performed better? Would the industry have performed better?
Well, he wasn't. So I can't tell.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Now,
wasn't.
Hypothetical.
He wasn't.
exactly. For those,
Hypothetical.
But
for
he will
those,
tell you that the ministry has done a lot. He supported his minister.
yes,
They've done
just
a
a
lot of
week or two
infrastructure
ago when we
projects
went for
around
the
country.
African Music Business Summit,
Summit.
he was there. And for those who keep on holding brief for him that, okay, he's deputy minister, he mentioned, and the audio is there, he mentioned that when he was appointed deputy minister, he made some requests, or he was asked to present certain how do you call it? Goals.
Ideas, yeah.
And he did, and he mentioned the theaters and other things, all the things that were in the manifesto were his ideas according to him.
And what happened?
And
He showed
and-
slides of
Okay.
And what
so,
happened?
a theater,
now they wanted
an
to build a
amphitheater.
cinema, in,
Yeah.
cinema in Kumasi.
Yes.
Then he said, we are not even able to fill up conference
He mentioned
center.
that as well.
So there was no point building a 10,000 capacity.
Really?
Seater. Yeah, he said it.
Yes.
He said it.
Oh, he said
said
it
it.
again during the summit, and he
So
said,
now, so what is the foresight? As a minister, you don't have a
according to
foresight.
him, there are up and coming musicians who can fill bigger auditoriums.
Yes.
So
Yes,
such,
but
such
the auditorium will not be for upcoming musicians. We have
Alone.
the Shatawale, we have the Stone Boys that are doing big concerts. Look at what they did at the stadium.
Absolutely.
These are people that are commanding numbers, 80,000, 50,000. So if you, the minister,
one that
come
they
out
pulled
and
down,
say,
what was the capacity of that one?
which one?
So
the
so
trade fair
you're
one.
saying that they should
Between
have put
15,
up
20,000.
a 10,000 seater
But we also have to understand how the
capacity,
government
no, if you are
machinery
going to do
works.
it, then
in
it's-
every district
no,
or every
no.
region.
They said they were going to do it in Kumasi, and he said we can't fill it. But at the end of the day, we should have that
Kumasi.
for Kumasi Day.
So one in Kumasi, one in
in
Takrade,
Accra.
one in Accra.
Yes.
The Accra one, he showed the slides to us. I think they've got into roofing, lentil.
that?
And what's the
level.
capacity?
That is about 2,000.
What auditorium or cinema?
It's at an amphitheater.
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater, okay.
Yeah.
That's where.
Somewhere. Okay, he didn't actually mention, but it's in Accra.
I just want to
unknown.
also chip in.
It's not unknown, but I think we'd
Government
find out.
ministries are in constant competition for the meager resources.
Right. Yes.
So it's about how the minister is also able to push through, because every ministry has demands or has things they want to do, and then they'll go and sit in cabinet. The cabinet must approve. They have to then follow up with even where monies are approved for things to be done. Usually it's a challenge.
Yeah,
getting
in the
those
creative sector, they
releases
don't
for-
really.
Yes,
from the
yes, and
finance
even
law.
Tamale was
Our
part of the
budget is
promise.
very
So when the
Tamale was
finance
part.
ministry is sitting down
Kwame,
looking at the money in the kitty,
our
he's
budget
asking
is very low
himself, am I
compared to
paying
other
salaries
sectors.
or am I giving the
Yeah.
money to the
Okay,
ministry? So
Uncle
there's
Ken,
also
before I
those
go to
realities.
Austin, Austin is still with us on Zoom.
No,
yeah?
Kwame, just one question. What is the name of the ministry?
Ministry of Tourism, Arts and
Thank
Culture.
you. Tourism comes first. And
Arts second,
yeah.
culture,
And then what? What's the last one?
Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture.
culture.
And so
Tourism,
even creative.
It used to be Ministry of Creative Arts, Ministry of Tourism, Creative
and,
Arts,
and creative arts.
But they took out the
and
creative.
culture. Yeah,
So it's
Now
arts.
it's arts.
yeah.
So it's tack, like tic tac.
It's arts. So arts, and like Prof said, arts is a wide.
Encompassing
Very,
the-
very, 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 very.
So the
Yes.
big
Yes.
umbrella is arts.
Hey, and I
As
think
someone will say, if you're not bringing money into the government kitty, it will be very difficult for them to give you money.
yeah. Great. Let
It's
me
as simple as that.
go to Austin. Austin. Hello.
Hello, Kwame. Can
It's
you
what
hear me?
brings money into their kitty.
I can hear you,
Yeah.
Austin. Are you there?
Kwame.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I know you are hard pressed for time. The next time we discuss creative arts and the ministry, I'll tell you why Makuke Kumante has failed.
Please tell us
And
now.
I'll
We have
bring-
more time.
Okay, let me tell you. You see, he is a creative arts person who is deputy minister. We know the job descriptions of deputy ministers. Nobody is oblivious of that fact. And we are not saying that he should do something extraordinary. But since he was made minister, pick every parliamentary committee report, annual report, and check if they speak even 10% of that things they talk about in the industry of the ministry about creative arts. What has he done? Because when the president was giving the State of the Nation address, right, he never spoke a word about creative arts. Is Mark telling me that his minister forwarded his things he's done in his ministry to the president to say? And if Mark had helped or the ministry had done something for creative arts, they would not have put it in there because they have not done anything. What have they done for creative arts? Nothing. That is why I am sad when we push for our own people to go in there and they go and do zilch for us. Jifa Gomashi, same. All of them failed. Fritz Bafo, nobody. You see, I agree with Chief Moomen. It should be about the leader and the foresight they have for creatives. Why do we praise Nkrumah and Rawlings for what they did? Let me tell you something, Kwame. In the 80s, when the PNDC wanted to introduce the interstate succession law, right? They had to get the
Hello?
to
Wow.
consistent.
Your
Yeah,
line
hello.
is breaking.
Kwame, can you hear me?
Yeah, clear now. Shoot.
Yeah, Kwame, hello.
Okay, I'm saying in the 80s, when the PNDC wanted to introduce the interstate succession law, they had to get the Osofu Dazi group to consistently do enactments of it and why it is good in drama form. There is a reason they chose Osofu Dazi, apart from it being in vogue then and being very popular then. You know that it is the accounts who practice the matrilineal, and they were going to face stiff opposition with PNDC law, if you understand what it is. I don't have time to go into
Yeah,
it.
we do.
So they needed to do that. That was using creatives. E-levy, when they wanted, when we were changing the currency. Remember in President first time and Rawlings' time, anytime we wanted to introduce any national thing, we were using creatives. Do you remember? There is no change in value. The value is the same. What is it? What is his name? This theater person, Chief Moment would know.
He was acting as if for something. I don't have forgotten his Gavivina or something. Those people were always used for national discussion to drum home something government wanted to do. Now, we don't care about creatives. We only use us when it is elections. What they are building in Kumasi is not what they promised in the manifesto. Or Tramodi Theatre, and they have changed it to amphitheatre. It is not it. I have pictures of the current state. Why is it that, like General Hospital, when they complain, government has gone to find money? When we complain about other hours, don't care. I was the leader and the convener of the group that went to Parliament saying that we should bring the film village to the Ashanti.
I remember.
Did they ever write back to us? Did they ever write back to us? They don't respect us. They don't respect us. How many bills? Go to Parliament. Check the parliamentary Hansard. How many bills on creatives has been there? Nobody does anything about it. But they are passing other bills left, right, center. Look how they have all come together to pass the anti-gay bill. How long has ours been there? They don't care about us. When you check the report from Parliament, the ministry, over 99% of budgeting is given to tourism. They don't care. They should decouple it. But this time we thought that we had a deputy minister who would push for us more. Even the president, when he's talking about tourism and creative arts, don't talk about creative arts. When they are putting out what they have done, the year and the review, it is all about tourism. Nothing about creative arts. All our things they were doing, abandoned. Everything has been abandoned. All the projects that they said they would do for us, they started abandoned. Didn't Makokre Kumante tell us that World Bank was funding the amphitheaters? Or the World Bank money did not come again? They should tell us why they have abandoned it in Kumasi. Let me tell you this. When the NPP won elections in 2017, Kwame Dadzie interviewed Matthew Poku Prempe and said that Kumasi, yenya baby amoshu, that the Lumba, Kojentri, any amachi de day be both show, they are coming to play a show. Yakobon will make car park, hotel car park, is you try a bashi game. So they should try to also get, do you know what the response Matthew Poku Prempe was? Kwame, now we are doing a memo, also they are doing a no. Do you know what it means, Kwame? When we were doing the Meet the Press, don't they call Sungo? Have they ever called you because you are specialized in reporting on creatives as? Have
Austin,
they ever called you?
I hope we need to find time again because we are doing a series on this. Creatives and
Please
politics.
Find time because
Creatives and
us,
politics. We will put you on again. Yes.
Please find time. What they do to us, it hurts me.
Yeah.
The president needs the press. Nobody from creative is called, but they call Sungu. They call business.
I understand
they call others. They don't call us.
I understand
Is
you.
it fair on us?
I understand
Let
you.
us come together to challenge that status quo. They don't revere us. They only use us for political gains. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Austin Wood. Yeah, he's a broadcaster now based in the UK. Thanks so much for your time. Joe 99.7 FM, we're back.
There's going to come a time that the church will rise as the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour.
Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM every Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Hits FM on Mondays at 5:30 a.m. and Joy Prime TV on Saturdays at 7 a.m.
Can you hear it? The freedom in our songs, the sound of liberty that rings from Kaswa to Karaga, from Tamale to Takoradi. It's in the pestles that pound from coast to coast. It's in the busy offices, the crowded streets, and the noisy schools. It's in the wisdom of our elders and in the laughter of our children. It's in seeing how far we've come and looking at how much we can grow. It's in knowing that still Ghana go be. Happy 67th Independence Day, Ghana. MTN.
Roverman Productions, in partnership with National Theatre and Joy FM, present an original Iboai play, Dubai on No Sex.
Barney, darling, do you know where Simon and Diva went for their annual vacation?
To Dubai.
Oh, so you know. And the year before that's the way the
Caribbeans.
Where have you been on vacation with me, your wife?
Ajwa, you and I have been at Kwewu for Easter.
Kwewu.
Winneba for Abuache. Elmina for Bakatu.
Elmina.
And we have been at Keta for...
Barnabas.
We are also regular at Homo.
Shows on March 29th, 30th, 31st, and April 1st, 6th and 7th. Time, Fridays at 7 p.m. Saturdays, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Sundays, 1 p.m., 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. And a special showing on Easter Monday at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Rate 200 Ghana cedis. Get your tickets on the Callbar Short code *365*535# and at all regular outlets. Call 059-6922-040. WhatsApp 050-554-6030. Sponsors: Chino Tomato Mix, TCB Bank Limited, and M Notify. Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
We know the dream is big. We know the passion gets you going, and you have the potential to make great strides. The Chartered Institute of Marketing, Ghana, has always been an avid supporter of industry excellence and innovation. This is why we are excited to announce the CIMG Professional Marketing Qualifications. CIMG has designed practical courses to help you make that dream a reality right here in Ghana. We are geared up and ready to support you on this journey to becoming a world-class professional marketer. Register today and be on your way to greatness. For more information, call us on 055-274-6592. Visit our website www.cimghana.org or email us on info@cimghana.org. Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, working for Ghana.
Easter is here with us again, and we continue to be grateful to God for His ultimate sacrifice of love. It is also that time of the year where we have our annual Joy FM Easter Soup Kitchen, where we reach out to our underprivileged brothers and sisters. Last year, we had an awesome time with the residents of the Weija Leprosarium, and this Easter, we will spend the day with the boys at the Senior Correctional Center, the Boston Home. The whole team will be there to pray with the boys, counsel them, serve them with hot meals and beverages, and party with them. We will be there on Easter Monday, the 1st of April at 1 p.m. Thank you for all of your love and support. May the light of His love shine through you this Easter and always. The Joy FM Easter Soup Kitchen 2024 is supported by Lunch Avenue, Take a Munch at Lunch, and Kpakpakpa Market, Chale Deals Day. Joy FM Easter Soup Kitchen, the joy of caring and sharing.
You're welcome to the maiden edition of the Joy News Impact Makers Award.
Tonight, we gather here to honor and celebrate individuals.
We celebrate the goodness in our humanity
and create more inclusive, compassionate, and thriving societies.
The overall winner, Isaac Ajoato.
In a land where dreams are often cradled in the arms of hope, there exists a league of unsung heroes. They are the silent architects of change, the torchbearers who illuminate paths where once there was only darkness. From the verdant stretches of our farms to the innovative labs of science, from the warm embrace of humanitarian aid to the simplest acts of kindness. These are the changemakers who sculpt the future of our nation, stitch by stitch. Unknown to them, Their acts of selflessness have resonated across the land, stirring the hearts of many and sparking a movement of recognition and celebration. It's that time of the year again. Joy News proudly presents the Impact Makers Awards 2024. Join us in our quest to spot and honor those steadfast warriors who are remolding the destiny of our communities and our nation. This is your moment to nominate the unsung hero in your midst, the beacon of change whose story deserves to be told. To nominate your Impact Maker of the Year, send your entries to impact.makersawards@myjoyonline.com. Let's amplify their stories. The Joy News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating ordinary people making extraordinary impact.
Joy 99.7 FM. Yes, we're still on Showbiz A to Z. And let me tell you about a documentary that's about premiering on Joy News on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. But in the morning on the AM show, we'd have a discussion on Creative Addictions, which is a documentary on celebrities and drug use and abuse. So please don't miss out on that one. You'll be hearing something like this.
The more them get it, the more them get it, and the more them want it, and the more them want it.
Get on any drag. When you get on any drag,
Amazing energy.
it can give you some creative geniuses that just boost you like this.
Anytime that anyone uses any of these drugs or substances itself gets affected. The brain itself gets affected.
Creatives that bring them arrest. They are inquisitive. They want to release things that somebody release things that somebody be like, wow, how did this get to that frequency?
And when they stand on stage, the mesmerize us. So when they were done with all that they were doing that very night, we were called upon to clear the recipe. And myself and Kofi chanced upon a couple of freebase. When I say freebase, I mean crack on the table and some on the floor. So we took them.
Get on any
Kofi
drag.
knows much into it, and therefore
It can give you some
fixed the crack.
amazing energy
And
some creative geniuses that just boost you like this.
Because when they're giving them the euphoric and the energy and the
Anytime
drive,
that
then
anyone
I
uses
think it's a
any
good
of
thing.
these drugs or in helping people who are in the brain itself gets affected, we have various strategies and approaches. And
Creatives that bring them
it's easier
arrest. They are
when you
inquisitive.
have
They
the
want to
person you are
unfold
dealing
or
with
uncover,
appreciating
release
the
things that
fact
somebody be
that,
like, wow, how did
they
this
have
get
a
to that
problem
frequency?
that
And when
needs
they
to be
stand on
treated for that
stage,
matter. Unfortunately, quite a number of the people who have substance use disorders or addiction issues do not even consider it as a problem until they may hit rock bottom.
And the more them want it. Lord no.
Joy 99.7 FM. So you just heard an excerpt of the documentary that is to show on AM show, the AM show on Joy News on Tuesday. Yes, so please make a date Tuesday in the morning and then in the evening, 6:30 p.m. And then on Wednesday, Joy Prime on Prime Morning will also premiere this documentary called Creative Addictions. Joy 99.7 FM. Let me remind you that Pentecost Hour will air tomorrow on Joy 99.7 FM, yet tomorrow Sunday 1:30 p.m. Also don't miss out on Hits FM. It's on Hits FM 5:30 a.m. on Mondays on Joy Prime, on Saturdays at 7 a.m. So do well to tune in every Sunday, Monday, Saturday as Apostle Nyameche brings you life transforming truth that nourishes the soul, ignites passion, and restores hope in the nations. Yeah, so please do well to catch up with us. Now, let's wrap up. Let me start with you, Professor Hinsing. Yeah, yeah, and by wrapping up, yes, I understand there is a book that is actually going to be of great help to the creative industry. Please tell us about it.
So this creative, in fact, so if you watched my interview with your lady, the personality profile lady, the interesting one, Aisha.
Aisha.
I did it 3-4 years ago, and I said One of the reasons why I chose to become an academic was that I think we don't write about Africa. We talk a lot about we don't write. And I think it's a crying shame that you still go and hear McDonald's and hear when there's papaya around, there's Prince around. So I think we need to localize, especially business school content. So we wrote a book called The Creative Industries and International Business Development in Africa, where we look at the issues across several African countries and sought to give some recommendations on how to grow, especially in the light of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. So if you are feeling adventurous, you can go online and order a copy and read it. And I think I actually have some 2 or 3 extra copies. I'll bring 1 copy just for a proper listener to your program, so that next time they can.
Then
you
bring
get it
1
and
copy
use
to
it.
the host and his producer.
Maybe we should forget the proper listener and just give it to the host, so that we can all move on with our lives. But I want to close by saying,
please, what's the title of the book?
It's called The Creative Industries and International Business Development in Africa.
Okay.
The basic thesis was that Africa can compete with the world through our creative sector.
Okay.
But we are sort of sleeping on the job. So if we woke up and asserted ourselves, look, I mean, I've seen big acts across the continent. And, you know, fella is 30, 40 years ago. But these were icons.
Yeah.
P Squared is more recent.
Did you say 30?
Far more, right?
Oh.
I even used the song this afternoon on my
Many
years ago. But I was saying that to say Africa has done it before. And so it's not like we can't do it. So I think if we asserted ourselves better, creatives will rule. And I'm praying that from 2025, we'll see a miracle in Ghana. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Uncle Ken.
Yes, Kwame, I told you from the beginning I was so happy to be in the company of such vibrant people.
Very,
That's
vibrant.
The word I used.
Yes, you did.
Vibrant people. And I have thoroughly enjoyed today's discussion from Prof and Prince and Chief, as usual.
And Austin.
Austin.
Was Austin the only person who was
Austin
on the phone?
Yeah, he was the only person.
Okay, and Austin, yes. I nearly forgot about Austin. But kudos to Austin, yes. It's been a wonderful discussion. And like the producer has said, we're going to continue with this matter throughout the year.
True. Yeah.
Looking at the importance of creatives in governance.
Absolutely.
For our country.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Chief.
Okay, JJ Baya.
Fire.
I mean, that's one of my favorite campaign songs growing up. And I remember how you started the show.
Were you a vandal?
No, actually, but as a student politician, I was affiliated to come up for. I used to go there and give, very revolutionary speeches. Oh boy! Yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah. Oh no. Actually,
you have 1 minute.
I mean, I'll be off. I'll be off for the next 7 weeks.
Off?
Off.
Where?
Yeah,
to where?
Traveling around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For how many weeks?
For 7 weeks.
Okay.
I'm actually going to be also addressing Harvard University in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So, we're positioning the brand.
It is what it is.
He has the brand.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Very soon, when we charge, people will say, in fact, I'm even looking for the time.
So it is after that your political career will
right? Your political career is a long way down the road. I'm not entering politics until I've impacted the economy in such a way that it's not in doubt.
Okay.
So I'm gonna miss you guys. It was a great
We're gonna miss you,
Uncle Ken, but I'll be giving you the updates.
Sometimes we put you on Zoom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
You can catch me in Philadelphia or somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm very excited about? Going to the States. One of the things I'm excited about is to really try some authentic Texan brisket.
There you go.
Let's get to the star.
Watching is too much.
Let's get to Dave.
Now
Dave,
some good people in Texas, so just let me know. Yes.
Dave, now you can say your final words and pray for us.
I deem it a very big, why did you say pray?
Yeah,
I deem it a very
prayer.
big privilege to have been invited here to have a say with this great man.
Sure.
It's a big honor. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you too.
Thank you, Chief. All I'm going to say is let everybody be entitled to their opinion. Let love lead us. Love each other, irrespective of anybody's ideology or whatever. We are one people. And the focus is
to move further and make Ghana a great nation. That's all. That's all we are advocating. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Prince
The
David
prayer,
Osei.
you said I should pray?
Yes, pray.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for such a successful meeting. Father, as we depart out of this place, we pray for your presence and your grace to go with us. And Chief Mumin, as he goes to break his fast, let the cocoa be nourishable in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very